Why hello, my name is Generic Solution 9 NPC number 47, and welcome to a new episode of Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail. Oh wait, I'm not the main character. Where's the Warrior of Light? Ah, he's over here. There he is. Rahana with Alpha currently sitting on the edge of the table. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. It has been 4 months since the last patch, and this is kind of we do have 7.55 coming out this year too, but this is kind of the drop-off point before the big gap, before the next expansion that releases. As I always mention, these patch content episodes always feel like time capsules for my current mood at the point of recording. I will say, I think I'm better off now than I was back in December, because it was a very tumultuous time for me where I was unfortunately laid off my job because of the company I used to work for closing down, and over those 3 to 4 months I kind of struggled to kind of find my footing. And despite still being unemployed at the moment, I have found some comfortability and an idea for where I want to go in the immediate future anyway. I've made some decisions and I feel far more comfortable than I did back then. Case in point, at some point I do want to return to streaming because I do feel more comfortable going in that direction. And since we're in 14, which is kind of like my bread and butter game, this is the game I always come back to, is what this channel kind of started with and has kind of kept me afloat. Kind of a consistency that is very important to my life. But that's the general spiel aside. As for the recap of 7.4, we went to the surface of the 9th and we found where Quirrell came from. A place known as, oh god, my brain is currently not activated. It was a town that was from Treno, the dark city of Treno. From Final Fantasy IX, we get to see Quirrell's origins, where she comes from, and through that we fought the Doom Train, went through the Mistwake dungeon, and Quirrell decided to stay with us in the end. She didn't stay with her people, even though I feel like that decision is going to be pointless at this point, considering I don't think Quirrell is going to be around for 8.0. Now, I have already done a video on 8.0, which you can find on my main channel, and I'll probably also link in this episode if I remember to do that, where I go over the Anaheim 2026 FanFest stuff. So, everything that happened from the trailer, the new job changes, the removal of tombstones was a massive one. I am very happy with the mechanical changes, and I don't think I've been fairly transparent, I feel, when it comes to the MSQ. I wasn't a big fan of Dawn Trail, as you well know, and I didn't love the patch content, but I did enjoy 7.4. I did enjoy Treno. I enjoyed all the stuff with Quirrell because it felt like the plot was finally moving forward to a point which I was very, very happy with. And now we got this whole thing of Halmurat and Calyx, and whatever's going on with the Macguffin, the Macguffin device. So yeah, we got that looking forward to. Now, chat, fair warning going into this, I want to give you a warning before we get started with 7.5. I am going to give my opinion and I'm not going to filter it that much. This is me with love for this game. I went back and did A Realm Reborn because I wanted to play more of this game on the main channel while I was waiting for more content to come out. That's how much I love 14, and it is because of that where I feel comfortable giving my criticisms as we go along in the plot. Now, I'm not going to be repetitive. I'm going to try and avoid just saying the same thing over and over again, but if I see something I'm not happy with or something I'm kind of like, oh, they're doing this, I am going to make comment on it. Because I felt like going through Dawn Trail, I very much went with the kind of method of, I'm not going to complain about this, they're finding their footing, and that ended up me kind of giving false praise, and I don't want to give false praise. But where there is praise to be given, I will give it, like in 7.4, which I very much enjoyed. I have some predictions for 8.0. I feel like it's going to be Shadowbringers 2.0, and what this patch is basically going to set up is using the dimensional key to get to the 4th. I don't think it's going to be anything grandiose. If they decide to do something as cool as Graha calling across the veil and our friends being kidnapped to the 1st, I don't know. I feel like it's going to just be a portal that appears and we go there and then the actual plot happens. So I don't know what's going to happen this patch. I really hope it's not going to be more Gala mode shit, because I feel like we had so much of that in the Endwalker patches and it got very boring after a while. So I'm hoping what this is going to be is straight and narrow, bam, 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 get to the point, no fucking around. I mean, I'd love new characters, but I know it's just going to be all the Scions. And like, I don't hate the Scions, chat. I think they're great. I just kind of wish they've had their place in the story, and unless they're going to do anything new of them, I feel like they should be taking a back seat in the game. And I'm going to talk about that more as we go along, but chances are I'm not going to be reading the Scion flavor text, and I'll just be doing my "and you are also here" as we go along. So yeah, there's that. But let's get into this, shall we? Let's get started. Let's go see Grahat here, my husband, and also Qual. Oh, okay, my two favorite characters are here. Nice. We got a nice silver metallic paint on Rahana's usual outfit. I thought we'd wear one of our more traditional outfits, mainly because I didn't prepare anything before this chat. I wasn't ready. Well, I was ready. I spent some time yesterday sorting out my things. As you can also see, chat, my macros are fixed. I think they broke last time, but I fixed them. Now I have all the stuff that I would usually have in the game, and I'm very happy about that. You can't see it on this screen because of the cropping, which is fine. We don't need to worry about the cropping on this, but I'm just going to turn that off and have that. Ooh, it's a little bit awkward in some spots. Can't see the time, but I do like the curved effect, so I'm going to keep it. Apologies for that. Maybe I might move it down a bit just for it to work a bit better. Yeah, let's do that quickly. So I'm just going to do this. It's still cut off. Well, shit. Hold on. I can fix that. You can see the AM up there? Yeah, you can. Okay, nice. There we go. I've also got the main quest thing as well to fix, and the experience bar needs to go down a bit so you guys can see that. Might move the party list over as well. The alliance raid stuff. Bars at the bottom are also going to be cut off a bit as well, which I probably just fixed by just changing the actual overlay. That's done. Nice. Okay, let's just get into this. Cryle, what do you have to say? In Fate's footsteps, Cryle has a wistful glint in her eyes. Does she now? Is she gonna say goodbye to me in the plot? I had my role in the plot, Rahana, but now my role is complete. I trust you were able to get plenty of rest. Good. I thought we might take a moment to ponder our next steps and perhaps reflect on our recent journey. Yes, let's have a little recap of what happened last time. I must admit, my thoughts often drift to the Mist Continent and our stay in Treno. It was heartening to see the Malala prosper despite the odds, and my own flesh and blood strive in that Leven-racked landscape. Yeah, it was quite a miracle, to be honest, and the fact that we didn't know about this at this point kind of feels a little bit awkward for them. Ah, yes, Sphene was eager to restore diplomatic relations, and I have no doubt that Alexandria will provide much-needed support for their neighbours. I too shall do everything I can to aid my home away from home, my wonderful, welcoming family included. For the time being, though, I'd say we've accomplished all within our power. My role in the plot is now done. Good. Like, I'm not entirely against them benching Cryle because we've had a bunch of her recently. I suppose that just leaves the matter of Preservation's research. It is yet unclear how Calyx learned the techniques he used to summon his Dark Primal. And there is likewise much that remains unknown about the key. Let us hope that Shale's efforts bear more. I mean, we know how he summoned the Primal. He made everyone fear death. Necron was a being who came from the fear of one's own mortality. Ah, yes, it's me. It's Ishtola. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Shale and I have been reviewing the decrypted files and have uncovered some intriguing details. Would you care to join us? We'll be with you right away. Excellent. Shale seems rather eager to speak with you all. Come and find us in the Deutero Lab when you're ready. The Deutero Lab? Deutero? Uncanny timing indeed. Let us make for the containment complex. Indeed. Let us make for the containment complex, I guess. Alright, I'll see you guys there. I thought we were going back to the hideout, but no, we're going to the actual lab from 7.3. The place that had the whole puzzle area. It was kind of cool. I know people didn't like this and the kind of change to the pacing they had here, but I very much did it. Very felt Resident Evil coded in some ways. Also, chat, I have moved the time bar up to the left of the map. Actually, looks quite good. I kind of like it like that. I might keep it like that going forward. Yeah, we're gonna go find the others in here. Yeah, but I kind of like that we had like little puzzles. I think the main thing I would have changed about it to make it a little bit more interactive was to, you know, remove the amount of, now we're going into this room, now we're doing this, now we're doing that. Like, give the player a little bit more freedom when it comes to the puzzle solving, and don't just tell them the puzzle solution before they get into the, well, before they've even started to solve it. Yes, you're also here, Ishtola. Resident nerd among, or scientist amongst the Scions. You know, Graha also had experience of dimensional stuff, right, with the Crystal Tower.
You're just in time for a progress report. The decryption is finally complete. As we suspected, the data represents a partial record of Preservation's research documents. A quick scan of the files, however, failed to turn up the information Y'shtola was after.
Indeed. No mention of the Ascians, or primal summoning techniques for that matter.
Oh no. So that implies that this is done without them. Which is interesting, because we assumed the Ascians would know everything about this, considering their history and the fact that they were ancients.
While Calyx doubtless received instruction from someone possessed of such knowledge, there was naught to identify this benevolent mentor. I am, however, pleased to say that we found several reports concerning the key.
That's good.
We know the key is used to open paths between worlds, and was a treasured relic of the Milala.
Okay, we already knew that.
And just as the Milala were unable to return after reaching the Mist Continent, so too was Preservation unable to gain a mastery of the prize which had passed into their possession. The data suggests that a particular formula or procedure is required.
And as we saw in the Evercold teaser trailer, that might involve fusing it with a Zem's crystal.
A process which Calyx appears to have understood to some degree.
I think he wanted that crystal, didn't he?
Yet the key proved fickle. Perfectly replicating conditions was no guarantee of success. And even when they did manage to generate a modest portal, the destination was never the one they expected. The reports practically screamed their frustration, describing the experience as being dragged around by a traveler picking roads without rhyme or reason. Serves them right, I
mean,
say.
they kind of loosely got it with the source, because there was a portal that was built by the Milala, which went to the 9th, and then when Zoalja went through there, and then they built another portal, that appeared all the way in Shalone. But that was still on the continent of Taral, so it wasn't that random. In fact, it was quite a coincidence that it ended up in roughly the same area.
After much trial and error, Preservation began to experiment with external actuation devices for the key. Striving to maintain a stable pathway to a chosen location, they conceived of the technology that forms the gate to the Golden City.
So, their tribulations ultimately afforded them control of the key, albeit in a limited capacity.
Yeah, and it led to that occurring within Shalone.
Which, of course, explains why they were able to instruct Zoalja in its use, thus enabling the unprecedented feat of transferring Everkeep and its environs to the source.
I feel like we could have worked this out quite easily. Of course they would use the Golden Gate that accesses the living memory. Like, that feels like something that is is the next step. I feel like we still haven't learned anything actually new from this. Of course, some ritual was required to use the key. You can't open a door without a door.
After the Endless Fiend took the key unto herself, she opened pathways to other reflections in her hunt for ether, did she not?
Mm-hmm.
The Milala merely used it to facilitate their exodus. To think what the key has now wrought in different hands.
I mean, anything can be used as a weapon, right?
For all we know, the actuation device augmented the key's power beyond its intended scope. Were your goal to plunder whole worlds of their ether, a tool designed to simply transfer people would likely be insufficient.
So it was... Yeah, no, that's a good point. Its function must have been more than just fucking Exodus. It can't... If it's more than just Noah's Ark, it has to be something else.
Shale, I don't suppose you would be able to remove the actuation device?
Mm-hmm.
The machine made for that very purpose is still functional, thankfully. It shouldn't be a problem.
What do you think? We don't even know how the key works. If the device is somehow interfering or amplifying its capabilities, I believe we ought to remove it.
I mean, but that also poses the problem of, well, if we can use it for good, if we can help other shards, and as we know now, some of the shards are dying because of something. The Evercold, maybe. Oh yeah, there's the champagne bottle.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, because in the trailer it's only the little structure inside of that champagne bottle. It's not the actual case itself. So potentially combining that with Zem's crystal will get the desired effect. Because the actual outside is made of electrobe. Oh shit. Here we go. Unless something happens here, I don't see why this necessitates a cutscene. We could already see it inside of the glass, but yeah, that's not ninth technology, which we knew because it's from Milala. Oh, you're using your Aether eyes.
My word.
Oh shit. Okay, okay. Is it boundless of ether? Because we all thought it might be what's it called? The thing that can kill the Asians, the rock that can contain a significant amount of ether. Maybe this contains some kind of dimensional ether that allows for transportation. Boundless.
This is the first time I've beheld the key in all its unobscured glory.
Yeah.
The sheer density is extraordinary. 'Tis akin to the structures we saw beneath the Tempest.
So it's ancient technology.
Now that you mention it, the ornamentation is reminiscent of Amarot.
Have you noticed anything since the key has been in your possession?
Didn't it react to Zem's crystal? No, I didn't. Yeah, it reminds me of Zem's crystal, which we were given by... I forget who gave us it.
You're suggesting the key has some connection with Azem?
I mean, Azem was a traveler. That was their name, the Traveler.
A plausible theory, although one we are yet unequipped to prove.
My apologies.
Oh, Kyle, you left your phone on in the important laboratory discussion. We've told you about this. Tomestones are going out of fashion.
Hello? Yes, this is Cryo speaking.
Yeah, this is your Domino's pizza delivery. You wanted a pepperoni passion, Kyle? Oh, is it Gala mode? What's going on in Gala mode?
That was Ojika with a message for us.
Who? I don't know who that is.
An urgent matter?
I don't know who Ojiko is, chat. Give me a second. Okay, so Ojiko is a person from the students of Valdesian. I also had a look to remind myself of who gives us Em's crystal. So it is Emmett Selk. I think in 5.3 Reflections and Crystal, he gives us as a kind of a test and acknowledgement to proof of who we are, and obviously that is us being the reincarnation of a them. So it's basically our badge of honor, but also it has magical properties, which are also linked to
I'm
Heidelin.
not altogether sure. Tataru requires our counsel, and hoped to call upon us in person at the Valdesian Annex.
Oh, Tataru!
Though disappointed we were not present, she appeared content to wait until our travels brought us back to Sharlayan, insisting that it did not merit our immediate summons. Her tone suggested otherwise, however, and Ojika felt compelled to contact us directly.
So something's happening. Is it in Labyrinthos? Is something going on with this ethereal sea?
Mayhap the time has come for another journey across the
Because if
salt.
it was Gala mode, Alphino would have called us. But if it's Sharlayan, that makes me think it could have something to do with the sea. So they built a fucking like elevator down there. Oh, Shale.
You'd best go. Though I'll not deny that I'll be sad to see you leave.
Shale, you've done so much for us. You might be my favorite character in this expansion outside of Sphene, which is like below most expansion characters, but it's still pretty good.
Oh, Shale. I can't even begin to thank you for all you've done. We will be forever indebted to you and your Oblivion colleagues.
The debt is ours. We'll never forget the sacrifices you've made for us. For Alexandria.
Is Sphene not even going to be in this patch?
In the meantime, I shall keep sifting through the data. You'll hear as soon as
Like,
I
she was a
find
big
anything
part of
of note.
7.4, but she's not even here. I mean, again, I'm not complaining about that, because that'll be hypocritical to me saying,
Actually,
oh,
I should
when a
like to
character's
stay
role
here
is
a little
done,
longer,
then,
if you don't mind.
Oh.
You are most welcome.
Oh. Can I have the ancient thing?
And might I borrow the key for a
Oh,
while?
for fuck's sake.
I wish to study it further. With the utmost care, I assure you.
Well then, shall we be off? Ojika will be expecting us.
You like doing that, don't you, Graha? At least there needs to be at least one fist clench in every single cutscene in this game, else it's not a Final Fantasy 14 cutscene. Well, I guess we're not doing this right now. Please don't tell me the Gala mode stuff is going to be completely devoid of the main plot. We're not side questing in this patch. At least make it interesting, I guess. If it's going to be us going there and then finding out about Inuo and he's causing havoc in Gala mode, I'm not going to be too happy. Oh, you both do this. I'll be some Yodala before leaving. I mean, we are going to meet again because he told us staying here. Oh. New data has been unlocked in here. Oh, I'll have a look at that. Cluttered side table. Other personal effects you find while studying with the doctor's data tablet. Those doctor stands next to the table. Examine the data tablet. Activating the device and the access to title memory duplication catches your eye. Daily reports. Nothing of note, the mystery key that remains unsolved. An explosion today. Temporary interdimensional port verified. Continued attempts to stabilize the core's energy reactions. Oh god! So not all researchers were sent into the endless conversion. Only 4 of them were. And the 2 Malala Institute researchers, I assume, were Qual's parents. Interesting. And I will proceed with my own corporeal, as long as we must keep this complex and pristine wherever be needed. So everyone, all the researchers here were just turned into ether. You'd feel like you'd want the researchers to become endless, considering how important they are to research interdimensional information. But I guess Calyx was that arrogant, he didn't think they needed them. And memory duplication is, I assume, the game's reason to explain how Calyx survived. Although the memory part, like, he duplicated their ether, but he didn't duplicate their memory. So you'd have 2 variants of the person, but you couldn't copy their memories over once you duplicate them. I mean, after duplication. Which I feel like Calyx broke his own rule, because he very much was of the mind that... I assume we're going to see all the Calyx posters in here. He's so handsome. He's more handsome now as a little doll. Contains nothing of note. Oh, that's a lie, isn't it? Yeah, so he obviously lied. He obviously did do that. It was out of desperation to survive in 7.3. Which is interesting to me. Because that goes against his whole philosophy concerning memory and how it shouldn't be duplicated. Oh, this is just a person simping on Calyx. And they also backed up their memory data, so if they did die, they would just be transferred to a new vessel or an endless. So they could back up their memory. Well, no, because backing up memory went against that idea. Basically, they only when they became endless could they then have that memory taken with them. But if they get duplicated, only their ether will get duplicated, not the actual memories of that time period. Right, anyway, we're going all the way back to Charlian, literally across the world. I'll see you guys there. It's nice to be back home. It's nice to be in a place that is outside of Tural. Even though Solution 9 doesn't really feel like it has a home in Tural, but that's kind of the point in how alien it's meant to feel. Here's Ajika! Oh boy, we're back in Endwalker! How's it going? Welcome back, and what a pleasure it is to see you too, Rahana. I forgot what voice I gave this guy. Thank you for contacting us, Ojika. We came as soon as we could. Of course, I feel it prudent given how troubled Atari was. Your concern is much appreciated. As it so happens, we've reached a convenient juncture in our investigation. Cheryl and Ishtola have matters well in hand, leaving us free to make this trip. That's a relief to hear. Now let me fetch Atari for you. Why don't you take a moment to relax in the main hall? I'm sure you're all still fatigued from your journey. I mean, I just teleported here. It doesn't require that much power. I'm assuming this would have taken days. Considering the Tural journey took quite a bit of time. This would have taken a fair bit. But here we go. We're back in here. I thought we were going to be going to the Rising Stones, but I guess this also works. We're not going to go all the way back to Mordona. Even though I feel like Mordona is closer than old Charlian is. Waiting. I will use my game screen cap, but only when we actually enter a cutscene, well, enter actionable combat, or are moving around a location. Ah, doesn't this remind you of better times, Endwalker? Yeah, it does. I remember when he ate a giant burger.
Oh no. Just reminiscing.
Yeah, I think Qual's gone on enough journeys. Now you can chill out at home and do nothing.
Thinking back to when you bought this map, and how you all encouraged me to make the voyage to Tural.
We should get a bigger one now that, you know, this is the actual world map. We should get rid of the big one and put this one here instead.
Are you glad you did?
No, I'm not.
As
Of course
if
she's
you
glad.
need
You gotta
us.
find out, like, everything about her past, Graha. Don't ask, like, silly questions, Grahat here.
Welcome back.
It's Tataru! Here to swindle us with more money. Wonderful to see you again, Tataru.
I'm so glad you're here.
Has Rahana actually ever met Tataru? I think she was in the Endwalker patches, and he did do the whole Tataru side quest thing as well. But I don't. Yeah, no, because Rahana is only a character after Endwalker.
Ojika contacted us.
He's only been
He
involved in the
intimated
bad
that you
content of the
were
game.
Rather concerned. Come to think of it, Alphino said he and Alize would pay you a visit upon their return. Have you not seen them?
Oh.
Oh no, they were here. I was regaled with many a tale of your Turali adventures.
Okay, so they're fine. So why are we here then? You don't sound
It was
too
only once they
in
departed for Garlemald that the
moods.
rumors came to my attention. Rather alarmingly, void-sent sightings seem to be on the rise across the star.
Oh.
I was reluctant to bother you with mere hearsay, especially when you had more pressing matters to contend
It
with.
could be possibly that the 13th shard has started freezing over, and the Void Center fleeing to this place, which would lead to an encounter of Halmara and Calyx, probably.
But earlier I received a confidential report from the Grand Company of Eorzea. It's as if a mighty dam has been breached, flooding the land with foul creatures.
That's really not good.
For a blessing, most nations have managed to keep the invaders in check, and casualties appear to be minimal thus far. Though the same cannot be said for those regions with a deeper connection to the Void.
Which so happens to be Garlemald, because of the Reapers.
Their fissures continue to manifest without end, putting countless innocents in danger.
A deeper connection to the Void. Garlemald is the home of the Reapers, is it not?
Mm-hmm. We had a whole dungeon set there concerning it.
It is. Alphino and Alize were there when the trouble began, and have since sent word that the situation has taken a dreadful
I'd
turn.
also say that Eorzea would also be a place with deeper reaches to the Void, considering what's it called? The third dungeon in the entire game where the Void Center been summoned, and obviously the Crystal Tower and the Void Portal up there. But I feel like that place can be well guarded while Garlemald is still recovering, right? Not Alphino and Alice. Surely they can't be in trouble, right? Oh. We're gonna see them in trouble. That what this is gonna be. A short while earlier in Tertium. Oh no, yeah, we are gonna be seeing them. There they are. Kind of how amazing how much the Garlemald plot fizzled out during the Endwalker patches. It's sad because it was really interesting in Endwalker.
Abridged account of our time in Tural. Now I shall leave you with the words of the late Dawn servant, Galul Jajar.
Maybe try that name again. Galul Jajar. Galul Jajar.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. A notion that rings true for Eorzeans no less than it does for the diverse peoples of Tuliolal.
I understand what Alphino is trying to do here. He's trying to, you know, keep spirits up for the Garleans, but I'd also argue that with all of our experience before going to Garlemald, especially with the rebellion in Alamigo, and some of the other stuff. Shadowbringers comes to mind, bringing that place. The point of the Garlemald plotline in Endwalker was to show that this is not something that can be solved with pretty words. It has to be taken to its core, and the dirt needs to be taken out, or the roots need to be taken out for it to be truly come back as a nation. So Alphinaud just coming in here and spouting nonsense from Tolialal when he's already had that experience of other expansions is interesting.
And for Garleans as well. Even sharing something as simple as a local dish.
Fucking like, he's just sitting here, right, the guy on the left is just sitting here right now, just like, yeah, we kind of already knew this.
It's up to all of us to forge new bonds together.
Yep, no, yep. Wow, we already knew this, but thanks for saying it again, I guess. Wow, maybe we need to actually, you know, do the basic stuff. I forget what the guy was called, but they'll say his name because he is going to be important to this expansion. Or not, or he's just going to walk away. Game, you can't have me try and remember a character from like over 3 years ago. Come on, give me his name.
Thank you
there it is,
for
Julius.
sharing your tale. Better they hear it firsthand than endure my clumsy retelling. Your words give me hope that we might achieve something similar here in Garlemald.
You know, where the snow is about 6 feet deep.
We all have the capacity to affect change. Our time in Tural taught
No,
us that
I
much.
don't think you learned anything in Tural, Alice. I don't remember any scene in that game where you had development. In that expansion. Same with you, Alphinaud. You were just kind of there.
And now that we've returned, it's time we rolled up our sleeves and got back to work.
I can't think of anything notable that Alice and Alphinaud did in Dawn Trail outside of Alice protecting Galulja a little bit. That's the only thing I know of note that they did.
I've already sent missives to the other nations, informing them of our Alexandrian friends. I also intend to notify the Garlean community officially. If both sides are amenable to the proposition, we shall gladly assist in establishing diplomatic relations with Alexandria and Tuliolol.
Okay.
Thank you. But are you sure you've recovered from your journey? It sounded like you've hardly had time to catch your breath.
No, we're gonna do this immediately. If only no dastardly void scent appeared to ruin our, you know, democratic plans.
Sir!
Oh my god, there's like 15 void scent outside. It's terrible.
Lapis Manalis is overrun with void scent. We've sustained heavy civilian casualties.
What?
How many Garleans are left? Well, there's hardly any.
Reporting in. We're under attack. Void scent appeared out of nowhere and ambushed us during a routine inspection.
That's not going to be good for Zero's case.
Another Fisher. No, no, no! Ah!
My comrades are under attack. We have to do something.
Yeah, get on then.
There's no time to lose. Come on!
Yeah. Get on it. Are we going to play as Alphinaud or Alice? We didn't get a cutie instance before this popped off though, so I think it's just going to be a
The
cutscene.
Garlean community is ill-equipped to defend themselves against such a threat. Even with the aid of the twins and the Ilzabard contingent, they face daunting odds.
Well,
shall leave
sounds
for
like you're going to need a
Garlemald
warrior of
immediately.
light and a Grahad here.
Thank you.
We also might need a Pictomancer to tell everyone to stay calm.
I was able to contact Thancred and Urianger too. They're already on their way. With any luck, you'll be able to rendezvous with them on arrival.
I feel like we've already been through this before, but Thancred can't teleport through Aetherites. So how is he going to get there? We're going to Garlemald! Let alone us, you know, taking a boat to get there. Like, I can teleport. That's something I have the capability of doing. But they've never fully established if the other characters can teleport or not. So we're just going to head over there in like 2 seconds, lickety-split. Do you know how far away Sharlayan is from Garlemald? Not close. Yeah, I hop and skip away into the snowy mountains of Russia, all away from the United Kingdom. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get there in like 2 seconds. Surely you got anything else to say about this? No, you don't. Just talking about Sphene. I've been told Alphino and Alistair have rejoined to Tertian to request aid in the front lines. They seem intent on rejoining the battle once reinforcements are ready, but I shall tell them to wait until you arrive. Yeah, let's ignore the time stuff, because yes, it's weird, but we can't complain that much about it. Two worlds entwined. Grattir wears a pensive expression. I don't like you being pensive. Just like that, we find ourselves faced with another emergency. Fortunately, there is yet time for us to make a difference. Let us make haste for Tertium. Yeah, let us do that. I will be joining you in a second once I figure out how the hell we're going to get from this corner of the map to this corner of the map. I mean, we could get an airship, I guess. Alright, well, we're going to teleport to Tertium, chat. Just want to say that it is currently 18 degrees right now, but it is 28 degrees in my room. And it is heckin' boiling. Oh, look, here they are. They even got their Endwalker clothes on for this area. I should wear snuggly clothes as well, but I've got this kind of silver sheen outfit. And it does look quite thick anyway, so I'm sure I'm fine. How you guys doing? Well met, my friend. Now let us hearken unto Alphino's words. Been far too long, Vahana. It's Thancred. Thank you for coming at such short notice. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I'm glad I'm here too. Ah, Vahana, you've made it in time. Indeed. Hit me with your cutscene. Yeah, I don't think this is going to... we are going to get dialogue. Well, we're getting a lot of voiced cutscenes in this so far. No, yeah, it makes sense to a certain extent what they're doing with this plot line, because very much this is going to be the voice and they're trying to flee a planet that is turning into ice, which would suck considering the patch content was all about saving the 13th just for it to be destroyed. But also, like, the 13th is already kind of fucked. Like, it's already swimming in darkness. Like, it getting destroyed is not necessarily that much of a surprise, in my opinion. I guess also it ruins Zero's arc about her becoming a paladin and a warden for her world, but I don't know, I kind of think the story taking a big swing right now would kind of land, and I wouldn't hate it if the 13th got destroyed. I guess it wouldn't make sense for Voidtent to appear before now, but also, like, that shouldn't stop the game from telling its story. I remember when you were here last time, Thancred, and you said Thancred over the radio.
Glad am I to see you all. Though I'm afraid this is no time for pleasantries. Planar fissures have opened up across Garlemald, inundating the region with void scent. As far as we can ascertain, there are two focal points of their assault.
Lapis Manalis, which I assume we're not going to be going to, and this Patch's dungeon.
The Ilzabard contingent are combating the threat in Lapis Manalis. Although they have suffered casualties, they appear to have the upper hand.
That's good.
As well they should. The many talented Uldan thaumaturges among them should be more than capable of closing any fissures they encounter.
That's nice that they're getting referenced, because I feel like we barely got any references to them in the patch content.
Which leaves the second focal point, the Clyteum.
The what?
Community are attempting to
the
mount a
Clyteum.
counterattack, but are struggling to cope with the sheer number of voices.
Sorry, let's go to the Clyteum. That's how that's actually pronounced.
Back to the north of the Imperial Palace. Can you lend your aid
Oh,
in securing
wait,
the
we're gonna
area?
go to the Imperial Palace? I didn't realize that was gonna be this dungeon. I'm gonna get right into it too, aren't we? Oh, shit.
With your blessing, I would tend to the wounded returning from battle.
Yeah, no problem there, Kyle. I'll get right into this right now.
Of course, Kryl. Thank you.
Everyone stay calm!
Quickest route from here to the
I'm never
front
gonna
is
let her
via the
live
train
up.
tracks.
Live that up.
Once we arrive, we can support the Garlean forces as we make for the fissure in the munitions factory.
I mean, I don't know what the word Clyteum means. Clyteum. I don't want to say Clyteum because that sounds too much like another word, but I'll say Clyteum. time to make our way to the Clyteum. Oh, we did this immediately. Okay, well, fair enough. I was wondering if I was going to be doing the duty today, but I guess we are. To be fair, I think also the Mistwalk dungeon was quite early as well. Mistwake dungeon was quite early in 14, in the last patch as well. That's good though, because that means I can do this today and not tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Friday. Hi everyone, how's it going? You do your work here. You make sure everyone stays calm, Kyle. And I get to choose one of 5 friends to bring with me. And let's take Alpha. That'll be splendid. Okay, right. Let's get into this then, I guess. Let's read the dungeon description. The Clyteum. The Clyteum was once the Imperial's army's largest manufactory, supplying munitions and war machines to sustain Garlemald's relentless territorial expansion. When its cavernous halls once rang with the clamour of industrial production, they now resound with the shrieks of countless voidsent who emerge from fissures without reason or cease. Jewelers in the Garlean community hasten to contain the threat, but will need all the help they can get to secure victory. And we're going to be involved in this, right? We're going to be involved in this from the ground up. Right, let's get duty support up. And I mean, can I choose? I want Oyange. I feel like we barely do anything with him. Get out of here, Alphino. You're not being involved in this dungeon. Come on. Right, let's get started. Whoop. I don't have to wait, I don't think, at all of this, because obviously we're not waiting for other players with this one. Which there is going to be a trial in this patch, so we are going to be having that. Okay, what kind of music is going to be here? God damn it! I even updated my instant portrait for Dragoon. Get the music up. If there's one thing I actually wanted to see in Endwalker, and it was the only disappointment about Garlemald, is how small it felt. Like, Garlemald was a fucking, like, powerhouse in this place. It wasn't as small as the game made it out to be. Like, it had a Tower of Babel that was very cool to look at, but it felt tiny compared to how big I imagined the Garlemald nation actually was. Like, even Alamigo felt bigger. Alright, well, here we go, guys. I hope you're all ready for my attempted effort in this dungeon. Might need to turn the game actually down a bit in the dungeons, because it does get very loud, so I'm going to bring it down to 15 decibels. There we go. And then bring it back to 10 decibels after the dungeon's done. This isn't Persona? Persona?! So, I suppose I can use this time to kind of talk a little bit about the, oh, the music. Oh, shit, it's the fucking Garlemald theme from this area. Oh! Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's beautiful. So I got distracted immediately. Let's also bring up the game screen so I can appear here. Why not? Hello, everyone. This is my new VTuber, which I don't think I've used yet in the 14 recordings. I started using this back in January when I wanted a kind of brand change, and obviously since I did stop streaming around that time, I didn't fully go into those, the true stream changes, so instead, I've been using it for my recordings I've been doing over the last couple of months. Where are we going? This way, right? Oh my god, they're bringing entire skyscrapers down! You bastards! You know how hard it is to build a skyscraper, even in the snowy north? Not easy. But yeah, I mentioned during the Anaheim video when it came to FanFest that they're making a bunch of changes to 14's overall like kind of grinding and combat. Where Dawn Trail kind of felt its focus was going to be on the graphics, making the game look better. This definitely feels like they're focusing more so on making the general gameplay experience feel better to play. And we really have seen that with what they've shown. Like, we have obviously the removal of tomestones and the season pass mechanic instead, which, you know, could fall flat. But then there was also the class changes. So we have evolved jobs and I think also reborn jobs. So Reborn are just the same classes, I'm pretty sure, with a couple of tweaks to make them nicer. But Evolved is the one that I'm looking towards. That's the keys of all the changes they're making. Basically, the jobs are going to be focusing on individuality. So they're each going to have something unique about them. They're making proper off-tank responsibilities for most of the tanks. I think Paladin and the new one from Evercold are going to be the only main tanks in 14. Same with healers. You're going to have shield healers and main healers. But what I'm excited for is the changes to Dragoon. So as you can see right now, Dragoon's rotation is mainly focused on two parts. There's the buff rotation, which is the top line here, and there's the active rotation, which is the bottom line. So the buff rotation, honestly, I should be using my AoE rotation here, not my main ones. The buff rotation gives you two things: increased damage and also damage dealt from the player onto the enemy. It puts the debuff on them that increases your damage to them, and I think all the other players as well, which is great. And that applies for around 30 seconds, which gives you a bit of time, and really that should give you enough time to use the main rotation twice to get out as much damage as possible. Now you also have Feint and Life Surge, which can be used to obviously Feint is used to increase the deal tank busters, but Life Surge is used to get HP back, but it's also used to increase your damage, and you always leave that for your Fang and Claw or Heaven's First attack, because it does the most damage out of those, I'm pretty sure. Might be wrong, of course, but that's the general rotation. You do one buff rotation and then two active rotations, and you need to fit that within a 30-second cycle, which can be very, very tight, especially knowing the fact that the final move you do in your active rotation and your buff rotation are positional based. So you want to be in the right position for both of those. Now, the AoE rotation with Dragoon is quite simple. It's literally just 1, 2, 3. Obviously you have Battle Litany as well. You activate every 120 seconds. So that's the current Reborn system with Dragoon. That's what they're currently using. But in 8.0, we're going to be getting the evolved form of Dragoon, which changes everything. Basically, they're going to be focusing on positionals. I don't know if the buff rotation is still going to be a thing, but you have left positional and then right positional waves. You have your blurst window as well. And the best change they're going to make, from what I read, now this is me reading it only once, and I haven't fully looked into it yet. The main thing I read about how the biggest, coolest thing about Dragoon, or two of the biggest calling thing about the Dragoon, is the fact that they made jumping better. Jumping with Dragoon now acts as a true north. So if you're too worried about doing a positional, you can use your jump to avoid having to do it, which is cool. I like that. We'll talk more about this after this boss. I want to concentrate on the boss and actually give it some time to focus on them. Here we go. Fire and Flora Condom. An amalgamation. Eye of the Scorpion. Oh, it's Scorpion Sentinel, but it's like voidified. That's fun. Eyes on me. The Eye of the Scorpion. But as you can see right now, I'm focusing on getting my buff rotation in. Or shall we turn to stone? Look away. Look away. No, okay, after the beam. Shit. Oh, okay, so we don't know which one he's going to do until at the end of the attack, so we're going to go over here. Got it. Okay, I saw Petrification Beam, and I was like, okay, I need to look away from him. But no, it's got a whole different mechanic here. Is it like a Beholder boss? You can also use like a Disintegration Beam? Furthest movement will guarantee your doom. I assume that means we can just stand still. Oh, look at this! Fucking scanning wall. Just to be safe, I'm not going to do any moves. Oh, why are you doing auto-attacking? Shit! I stopped attacking him, but Vahana's an idiot and kept auto-attacking. You gotta press Z to put your weapon away too. Like, I'm gonna put Feint on, and I might need to put Bloodbath on because I'm gonna do a lot of damage here due to my vulnerability stacks. But yeah, as you can see here, buff rotation is rear positional, main rotation is front positional at the end, and then you go back to your regular attack. immediately afterwards because the first move becomes a more powerful move. Which is good. I don't hate the rotation with Dragoon. I actually quite like it because it's tight, but the main issue of it I have is that it's too tight. Like, you're meant to get 2 active rotations in before buff rotation, which is just impossible. Attacking. Ooh! Ow! That's cool. That's a unique way of doing an active thing, because usually you just not move. But it's also based around attacking too, which is definitely going to throw me up when this appears in roulettes. I'm going to forget about that. Okay, I'm going to use True... Actually, I don't need to use True North here, because as you can see, chat, you see those little bricks on the circle there? That means that I don't need to worry about positionals. I like how this has become a tutorial for Dragoon. I didn't mean to be, but since the Evolve jobs are coming out, I feel like this is my best chance to talk about that, because we are going to be getting the trial, but I'll be focusing on the boss in that. And we are going to be getting, you know, a duty instance in 7.55, but, like, again... Oh, okay, oh, I guess I'll move then, fuck me. Oh, this is the worst on roulette studio support, because they don't move. I'm a melee DPS. I'll say you should be moving, fuck's sake. Also, use a limit break. Just notice that. Alice, we've talked about you. Okay, I didn't get the fun to attack there. I'm kind of annoyed about that. This boss moves too much. You better still have that quick thing when I do this thing. Oh, okay, just about. Front. And we're done. That was a strange encounter, and it was pretty normal. I think the one thing that Dawn Trail really succeeded with, as I keep mentioning, is the fact that the rotations, the actual battle content is fucking excellent in Dawn Trail. I really hope this third Alliance raid is harder than the second one, because I was a bit disappointed by how easy the second Alliance raid was compared to the majesty that was the first one in Shadow Lord. Even not counting Shadow Lord, I love the free the kind of multi-boss that was in that one. Like, you fought kind of a group of enemies for one of the bosses, like Warriors of Light. Right, so speaking about the evolved form of Dragoon, so like I mentioned, jumps are going to be treated as True North, which is great. It makes jumps feel a lot more important, because True North is something that I constantly think about Dragoon, and they can also help really well with positioning you during hard encounters, especially in extremes or savages, where that becomes more important. My turn! Oh, you said it! Said a line! But the other thing that they're adding with the evolved form of Dragoon is the Sky Strike from the PvP content. Yep, chat, you remember the PvP content and how Dragoon's limit breaking that is an aerial missile. You go like really high into the heavens and you can avoid damage for a bit of time. They're bringing that into the main rotation for Dragoon, something that I've been wanting for ages. I'm so happy about that, because while I enjoy Stardiver, or the thing I just did there, I mean, it's cool, but that should be part of the blurs window. I feel like I should have an ultimate attack as well, and you do build up using the Sky Strike. I believe we also have a move called Heaven Sword, which is awesome. Of course we should. I mean, the Dragoons are so important to Heaven Sword, we should have a move called Heaven Sword. Like, you can give Samurai a move called Stormblood, or I guess Dark Knight. It does have a move called Shadowbringers. Yeah, it does. I'm pretty sure. Does Paladin have a move called Endwalker? And then Reaper has a move called Evercold. What about Dawn Trail? I guess Dawn Trail will be Viper, right? Get out of it, Jester. I was just doing Void Sent content last night. I was doing Dunscape with Lena, who's been playing the game and getting past the stuff they stopped all the way back when they first played it. And they just finished Heaven's Sword, and they were having a wonderful time with that. Okay, this is very pretty. I've been forgetting to take photos, but like, I'm also not in a photo mood right now, and I shouldn't force myself to take photos and kind of stop the battle content. Like F9, no, F8. F8! I think the biggest kind of plus to me, and this was mentioned by Maelstrom in the Discord, is the fact that the Evolve job only has 14 buttons you need to think about, and I think that includes Faint and Bloodbath and all my healing stuff in arm's length. So that is going to make it so much easier to deal with. As you can see, currently I've got about 20 buttons for Dragoon at current content. Now, they haven't been adding buttons with Dragoon, which has been nice. Holy shit, Oyongji. Oh, so cool! Let radiant light become my blade! That's pretty. I have been playing Ghost of Yoti recently, so I have been quite used to pretty environments. That game just does not stop being pretty. Like, you go from one area and you're like, okay, well, this beautiful shop of Mount Yoti. I know it's Yotai, I'm just messing around. Mount Yoti is beautiful. There's no way they can do a cooler shot than this. And then I found a beautiful part of the coast today with the sun being perfect. In some ways, it's too perfect, but that game is stylized to an extent which I really like. Like, I guess the lighting isn't that realistic most of the time, but man, like, I don't care, because the game just knows how to be pretty, even during the night. There's beautiful, like, almost like aurora borealis in the sky during the night as well, and the lighting is incredible in that game. Oh, look at this thing. Who's this man? Sure. I love him. Anyway, let's go. He's a big fat boy. I'm gonna guess there's gonna be some spinning involved in this. Ripples, all ripples, I guess. That's also similar to spinning. Oh, okay, he's put down an arena around the edge, which makes me think there's gonna be knockback in this fight. Oh, you need to look in the direction he's going to be spinning at. And then, okay, then it's if for it. You've got to work out where he's going to... Oh, my... That was so quick! Okay, note to self, stay where he rolls out, and then basically just stay there. I don't think he's going to... Ooh. I think I missed that positional close just below the arrow. Stack, stack, stack. Body weight exorcism. Oh yeah, look at this! This is cool. You better be healing us, Alphino. But it's not great for positionals right now, I will say. Yeah, that's not fun, because I don't know how he's going to be positioning himself between the belly flops. Ripple of Gloom. Why does Oyongji have the coolest lines? The stars grant my succor. So just where he rolls to, stick over there. Yeah, you just stick where he rolls to, then he'll be fine. Oh, he's doing it again. He's doing it again. Okay, yep. Then in. Okay, it's not a big knockback. I like how engaged this fight is so far. There's not a lot of downtime. Something I kind of wish happened more in bosses. But to be fair, they've been doing a pretty good job of that in recent content. Ooh, basic vomit. Are we going to get advanced vomit at some point? Extreme vomit. No! Alice! You're not a no, you're not. You're not a melee DPS. You're range. Stop using your... Uh-oh. Okay, I'm going to stuck at this one. I'm sorry for missing the first one. I was annoyed at Alice, and my annoyal came out in a negative way, and I apologize to my fellow NPCs. Before Doom Gloom, I believe this is an AoE. but only the first one creates a circle around the exterior of the arena. Okay, he's doing this again. Oh no, he's not. Okay. Alisei, what are you doing, man? You don't need to be this close to the boss. I know you have a melee rotation and you're at red mage, but come on. I don't think he's going to be doing any more, considering we're at 5.8%. He might, depending on how much longer this takes. No, we're done. I was starting to feel dizzy. There was a lot of spinning going on there, to be fair. No, okay. No gear for to do. Just fucking aiming gear. And what did I get? Also slaying gear? Oh, I can't wear that. Oh, yeah, because it's earrings, isn't it? Hold on, then. Necklace. Well, there go my headphones. Did that even change my eye level? I kind of want to enjoy the music for a bit, so I'm going to stop my commentary for this next couple of fights.
Underestimate me!
You're mine!
You underestimate me!
The only annoying part about the AoE rotation is the fact that once you get to a single enemy, it is just better to do the single target rotation, but you want to get through the rest of the AoE rotation first, so you get the enhanced Raiden first. To be fair, to get there. Which is one of the reasons why I'm glad they're changing it. I think the only other thing about Evolved that I'm looking forward to is the fact that, pretty big thing, you have most of your kit at level 50. Usually, at level 50, you'd have nothing for the kit. And that makes doing things like Circus Tower kind of feel annoying. So I'm glad that they're doing that. So basically, everything you get after 50 will be traits and small little upgrades to your current kit. So for example, Cure 1 becoming Cure 2. So cool. The only downside I could think to that is mainly that it could get a bit boring after a while, that you already have your full kit by that point. I am also curious to see how they do that in terms of job quests, because you didn't know, chat, job quests, like most of them, like in the early game, they give you certain skills. So I'm wondering how they're going to change that for Evolved, if they're going to just put new skills in the place of other ones that you'd usually get from the usual stuff. And if you push between Reborn and maybe it just be the Reborn skills and the Evolved ones you get straight away. That could also be how they do it. That could also be why they're keeping Reborn, just so they don't have to worry about changing that. So I think, like, it's very impressive to me, and I say this a lot, it's very impressive to me that Yoshi P and his team are able to do all this at such a short amount of time. I think we take a lot of it for granted how much work goes into doing even minor changes, because there's so much content in this game that they have to scrub through if they're going to make changes. And the fact that they're making big swings with the combat and the tombstone stuff makes me very happy. Because there's one thing that I was worried about, is that they were going to be playing it safe. And that's still a concern I have with the story. But, like, I didn't hate the Evercold trailer. I just hope it isn't like Shadowbringers 2.0. I hope it's a new narrative, that we're not going to get Emmett Selk 2, or Emmett Selk shows up again. If that happens, I have said, I'm not going to keep playing it. I'm not going to play this game if they bring back Emmett Selk. Oh, look at this spider guy. Malthus. That's all alpha. With an A and an M and an S in it too. This bastard. Oh, we're looking the wrong way. Very good. I like how this room looks with the yellow cable. Oh, it's him doing that. I was going to call them yellow cables, but it's yellow web. You know, it would have been nice if Zero, you know, gave us like a call telling us that this was going on. Maybe he didn't know.
Welcome to my domain, mortals.
That's a cool voice. This feels like a Neo boss right now. I feel like we're fighting a Neo boss from Neo 2. AoE? They always begin with an AoE attack. There's a lot of damage. Void Dark. Whoa! I don't know how you're meant to know what that was going to be. I guess he was looking at us. Okay.
Carry out my will.
Cross section.
Now with something different.
AoEs, I assume. Let's go over here. They're not that big so far. It's not all that menacing. I think there's going to be more to this though to make it scary. Okay, faint is going on. Okay, well this is... Oh, hold on. Okay, these are bigger now. Oh god, okay, we want to go to one of these corners, I think. Oh! Ah, I see. Okay, well luckily they had a good amount of time to recover. Okay, yeah, I think some of these moves could be a little bit faster. Because I shouldn't have been able to save myself from that. Oh! What? Wait, what? I'm guessing that we would have got tethered if I was too close to someone else? I don't know what I did there. Ow. Stop doing your damage to me. You twat. Stop doing your damage to me. I think we're safe here. Oh, is he moving them? Oh, he's moving them! Oh, shit! I think here's good. Yeah. Oh, my AoE. My AoE, my positionals. Okay, it moving that around makes this a lot more fun. It's a shame, though, that the characters just move to where I need to survive. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, no, they don't do it immediately. Alice! Alice! Fucking hell, Alice. I'm never taking her into a duty again. I should have bought Graha instead of her. Graha wouldn't steal my fucking limit breaks. There's one thing you can guarantee Alice will do. It's steal your limit breaks.
Time to pull the string.
Behold the heavens' brilliance.
Yeah, I believe this is us just staying away from everyone else. You need to stop fucking moving, Alice. Scaring the shit out of me and Fankard over here. Right, Alice, do not steal my limit break. It's about to go off too. Do not steal my limit break. You tried, but I stopped you. She said on guard, which I'm pretty sure doesn't start her limit break. She did not wait a single second. Luckily, I was watching it tick down. You and I are gonna have words after this, miss. Fuck's sake, Alice, please. Scoopy boy. Oh, he's not dead. We're gonna talk to him then, have a little chat. Yeah, my friends, we just wanted to hang out. He does have a really cool design. I do want to find out if Malthus is a 14 thing. Malthus, Final Fantasy. Yeah. Oh, he's from wait, a weapon. No, he is new. It's based on a weapon from Final Fantasy 13. Which doesn't have anything about it. And then there's also Chort, which I don't know if that's a Final Fantasy thing. No, it's not. Okay, I mean, to be fair, they're running out of things to reference now. But I did enjoy those enemy designs. Oh, okay, never mind. I take back everything I said about this. We get the full fucking outfit. Yes. Goodbye, silver outfit. Hello, naked Rahana. Okay. New outfit just in. That looks awesome. It kind of blends in pretty well with the rest of the gear too, thank God. Let's go. Oh, I want to get a picture of this guy before we end. How do I do this? I'm playing like 15 different games right now, different photo modes. Well, firstly I need to do a thumbs up. This is also the last dungeon before 8.0. This is my last time I'm going to be doing a picture from a dungeon. Big spider boy. He's not that scary of a spider boy though. Right, what are you going to say for yourself? I'm going to point at you. I feel like... Fuck you, Alice. Stop stealing my limit breaks. Oh, Graha was also here. Okay, well I was going to go get a cup of tea, but I remember that there's a timer at the end of these, so I'm going to get out. And we'll do it after the cutscene. The only bad thing about the time, moving where the time is it doesn't appear in the top right corner anymore, and that kind of makes me sad. It messes with my OCD. I want that to be right in the top right corner. But alas, we cannot have everything we want. Is he going to try and attack us and Zero is going to save us? Oh.
I think that's all of them.
Good.
We need but seal the fissure to prevent further ingress.
Hmm.
I can only imagine the extent of the damage were it not for your aid. On behalf of the Garlean community, I thank you for all you've done for my people, for my home.
I mean, I feel like you thank me every single time I come here. But I'll take it. I got a cool outfit out of it. I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, he's gonna be like, my home's turning into fucking a popsicle.
I shall close the fissure post-haste.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill this void scent. If you wanted to fucking talk, why didn't you just talk? Some Moogle noise. Well, it's not my fault. I guess they were trying to get ether from people, but also, like, I don't care. You've already caused a bunch of calamity.
You risked your life in vanquishing the creature. Would you at least let me bear the burden of deciding its fate?
No. No, Julius, I'm not. Because if you let it live, it might kill everyone here, so I'm not taking that risk. I'm sorry. It is already proven that it's going to destroy stuff. It fought us without speaking. No, Julius. It has already made its decision. What are you talking about? No, don't. Oh, he's going to fucking die, isn't he? What are we doing? What are we doing? Julius! The cool shot though, I will say.
You want to go back to the void? Your kind have entered this realm before, some seeking death that they might rejoin the life stream. But you would choose that dark, deathless place?
No, he can't be reasoned with. He's a giant spider monster.
Perhaps it won't be a blessing to meet my end in such a place. But I cannot get there to part with the void. If only the winds would blow there, as they do here.
So why did you come here then?
I long to return, to see my home unsullied, as it once was.
We know that pain all too well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you also... I mean, it's a bit different because you can return to the live stream, but okay. I know what comparison they're making here, but like they already did this in like 6.3.
If that is your wish, you must forsake this aggression. Go back to the void and devote yourself to its restoration.
No.
I have a friend, Zero, who hails from your home. She and her companions strive to bring light into the void.
I'm sorry, but I know I'm only interrupting this right now, but like, it's a difficult thing to kind of discuss because we have already finished this conflict, right? We've already figured out a way for the Void Center to work as Zero to save the world, to save that world. But the fact that they're now capable of negotiating at a word level the Void Sent, I don't know, man. I feel like this thing just fought us for like 5 minutes. Like maybe make it so this Void Sent didn't do all this destruction at first, and then it'll be more applicable to them actually talking to us. Look, I know what they're doing here. I'm not like abstinent to the fact that they're talking about the fact, oh well, things have changed now, and that there's a similarity that can be seen between Garlemald and the 13th. Yes, there is a similarity there that can be explored, but perhaps we could do it with Zero, and not with a random void scent that came here to destroy this place?
I hear their efforts have already met with some success. One day, they'll drive the darkness from the void. I'm sure of it.
So we're not doing the cold thing then?
His soul is imbued with the will of all those I consumed.
Yep.
We shall return to our world and seek out this Zero. Then we shall see if there is truth in your words.
Wow, if we knew negotiating was going to be a thing, why didn't we try this before? I guess they just answered it there, where they've eaten people with this will, I guess. And so it has will of its own. I don't know, it still killed a bunch of people. I wouldn't give it this so-called freedom.
Bravo! I think Zero will approve.
Oh,
Oh,
Indeed, that was truly heartening.
he
to
loves
see.
her. They shared bread together. They shared well-animated bread together. They broke bread.
Understanding begets fellowship, right? I thought I might lead by example.
Well then, shall we head back?
Since we're not going to get Garlemald restoration, I guess this is the second best thing. Well, they could tie like the 13th restoration with Garlemald then if they wanted to, and have it like be a combined thing. Like, I'm glad we got that with Ishgard at the very least. But that's a perfect place to get some quests, I feel. Maybe they're setting that up. I mean, I feel like I've asked that question every single time we've gone back to Garlemald. I feel like I've asked that question every single time. Look at this dapper Aura with their hat. They look cool. Well, I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna get a cup of tea. Well, I got a cup of tea and a snack. Let's continue, shall we? Let's see how the power of friendship saves the day again. Well, I think I need to make my point a bit better, because, like, I can imagine the criticism going off as Flower. What, you're not really explaining yourself. Well, let me explain it to you. In the Endwalker MSQ, we go to Garlemald with the intent to destroy the Tower of Babel, because we know that Xenos and Fandaniel are planning something. We head there with the intent to deal with that. Along the way, we also decide we want to try and help Garlemald, and that involves Alphino and Alisaie moving across the field to help this person who is an ailing person in a small town that seems to be abandoned. They attempt negotiation with this person and her sister. They attempt speaking to her, but it doesn't get through because they've gone through such turmoil. The idea of these Eorzeans coming in to infiltrate the place and then changing their ways terrifies them, so they flee and they end up dying in the wilderness because of us. And that is such an impactful point in the plot, because it shows that there are people that you cannot reason with through just talking. Actions has the desired effect on actually bridging something in this case. The guy who shoots himself in the Endwalker plot does that because he can't reconcile with the idea of Eorzeans saving Garlemald. It's too much, it affects his pride too much. But here, because of the power of friendship, I guess, and the lack of tumultuous dealings in Tolly Yulal and Taral, we can just apply that same logic here, despite the Garlemald still being prideful towards who they are as a people. And now we have Julius coming over here being like, oh, for the power of friendship and going to help Zero, maybe you can change that. Like, they've been through changes. I understand the Garlemald has been through changes and they've grown as a people. And the same could be said for the 13th. But it can't, because we don't see this. We haven't seen this with the 13th. We've seen it with the Garlemald, sure, but with the 13th, it's a void scent. It came here to kill people. It ate people. It even said that in the cutscene. And then it's like, oh yeah, actually maybe I will do a good thing. We should be killing it. It killed people. You can drop morality, I guess. Only after I don't know, man. I guess you can make the argument that nothing will change if you just kill them. But to me, in my head, that is a thing that has to be stopped. And the power of friendship isn't going to save that. I think the lessons that we've learned in Dawn Trail are not good, and they're not applicable to this. Like, the idea of, understanding begets, friendship, or understanding begets truth and, building of a nation. Sure, that is everything we always do whenever we go to a new nation and try and understand their viewpoint. But in this case, it feels so off to me that is how we're approaching this. There are going to be voids out there who are not going to agree with Zero. I feel like one that went through the void, wanting to go back home despite the fact they went out of his own accord, and then being like, actually, I do want to change. With just a simple conversation with Julius, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not understanding what they're doing right now with the plot. Fine. Either way, I don't like it. And that's kind of the end all, really, in this case. I find it kind of boring. And again, we're going back to this Garlemald arc that we're doing nothing with. Like, it's breadcrumbs of development rather than, like, substantial growth as a nation. I'd also argue that if that's the case, that should have been the same thing in 6.3, because by then the Garleans were improving as a nation. But I guess they didn't have the will of the people yet. You're welcome, I guess. I really liked Julius and Endwalker as well. I liked how conflicted he was about joining us, and his whole part where he tried to, stand off with us with the gun. I thought that was an excellent bit of MSQ. But they just keep bringing him back and doing nothing with him, outside of him being a bastion for hope, I guess. Something weighs heavy on Thancred's mind. Do your thoughts weigh heavy? Something weighs heavy on my mind as well right now. Thancred's like, why are we back here?
The contingent have contained the threat on their front. Things appear to be under control for the time being.
Then it came up as well. It was a bit quiet in that cutscene because I had to turn it down because of how loud it was.
Though it remains unclear why the fissures opened up in the first place. According to Tataru, similar ruptures are occurring across the star.
I think the way I would have written it would have made it so that it aligned more with the current plot and the Evercold, which is what they could be doing here. But they could have used that Void Send as a way to show the fear of what they're trying to rebuild and being destroyed, and it kind of falling back on its old ways. Like, kind of going into a rebound, almost, a relapse. But instead, we got this, so.
One thing is clear, however. The phenomenon is not without pattern. The tendency for fissures to emerge is pronounced in regions deeply connected to the void. Places where the barrier between the two worlds is at its thinnest.
Okay.
I fear there may be a place in far greater peril than Garlemald.
I had just that thought as well. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off.
Though it
I'll
has
hold
since
off.
been sealed, you will recall there is a great void gate that we ourselves had cause to open.
Right, so it's just an excuse to fight another Void Sent.
A gate which was instrumental in our bid to
This is like
reunite
as
Ritra
filler
with
as
his
it fucking
sister
comes.
and put an end to Golbez's dark plot.
The moon.
Oh gods. The moon.
The Lopwits are gonna die! I mean, that'll be great. That'll be actual conflict.
With our attention fixed upon planar fissures, I failed to consider this vulnerability. All other paths unto the void are but pinpricks in the veil compared to that great lunar rift.
And that rift might be yawning open as we speak. We'd better hurry.
Let us make for Bestway's burrow. I dare say the Loperites are well aware of current events.
We ought to have Kryl join us once she finishes tending to the wounded.
Why? So she can tell all the Lopwits to remain calm. Everyone
I shall
stay
likewise
calm!
contact Y'shtola. Her knowledge of the moon's void gate is second to none.
Yeah, just ask her to go to the moon.
Alfredo, Balize, please do what you must to keep our
I guess they
world safe.
must teleport. I mean, we have there is the portal gate in Tower Babel they could take, I guess.
We'll be back before you know it.
I was generally scared for a second there that we were going to...
quick word,
No! I was about to say, I was generally scared that we were going to be stuck here for longer because Julius was on the fucking quest title, and then now it is. No! What is it? I'm not doing fucking errands for you.
I'm not sure whether you'll run into Zero during the course of all this, but
Bread.
if you do, would you give this to
Is
her?
it the fucking 6.3 bread? It is. Oh, fuck it. Oh,
Emergency
14!
rations in case of a protracted battle. Can't imagine she's eating all that well in the
Fuck
void.
off!
She likes dumplings.
That was a cute picture of a Hana. That might be the thumbnail. Just to replace it with a turd. No, I don't hate it that much. I think the important thing to note is I don't hate this game now. But I'm being far more critical of it because I want this game to improve. I'm not just gonna sit here and eat it up like it's fucking junk food. Tataru, Kryl, we need you to tell it to remain calm. Oh, I need to bring my cinema mode up.
We're doomed! Doomed, I say!
You'd think Lopwits, with their individual functions, would have a better head on their shoulders, but I guess not.
Given thy panicked state, I presume the Loperites too are beset with void scent.
Are we gonna see like dead Lopwits or like blood smears all over the place?
Oh, what sweet relief it is to see you all! Yes, void scent, and lots of them. They suddenly came pouring forth from the crater.
Imagine being
have
Mapping Way's
dearly
voice
hoped to
actor and
find
being
my
called back for
worries
like 3 lines of
unfounded.
dialogue.
For some unknown reason, the void gate seems to have partially opened. Living Ray dashed off to
Is it
activate the brands
Halmarot
and
doing
halt
this
the
to draw our
fiend's invasion.
attention?
But she hasn't come back, and we've since lost contact.
It better not be, because that's not going to endear her to us. Bunch of people have been killed because of this. I guess it's the Asian way, right?
I suggest we make for the brands without delay.
Well, she doesn't want to meet us, though. She's trying to avoid confrontation. Man, it feels like we're, like, moving through a really big puddle of water right now. In terms of any kind of plot progression. Like, this is... I know this is... The thing is, this is something that happens a fair bit in this game, but has become a significantly bigger problem in this patch content and Endwalker's patch content, where I can't say it's filler, because in some way it is going to apply to the overall MSQ, but it's so bloated to the extent where we get to this point and we're experiencing this plot, and like nothing is happening, man. Nothing. Oh, there's someone here fighting. I'll save you. Ooh. Visitant bomb. Visitant bomb. Get out of here, you visitantness. Are you gonna help me, Mr. Dragoon? Yay! Dragoons. Oh, I fucked that shit up. Oh my god. Aiding. Man, I love Lamatorum.
My valiant savior, I was so frightened I dared not move an ilm. Oh, you're looking for Livingway? I think I saw her heading southwest towards the Drowning Brand. She had several slaughter bots in tow, but I worried there won't be enough for all the void sent. You better hurry!
Jesus Christ, I want to get out help this person fight. I'm here to help. Everyone stay calm. Look, I have to keep referencing that because it's, like, it's the funniest thing in Dawn Trail. We did see Hammer on the moon in the teaser trailer, so I'm hoping she'll be here then. Livingway, no! Oh, they've killed the slaughter bots. There you go, Livingway. I saved you. Remember to stay calm. Why is it so darkly shaded?
I dread to think what would have befallen me if you hadn't intervened. Oh, I was never in any real danger, of course. I knew you would realize our plight and rush to our rescue.
What are you doing here?
Atheris is likewise plagued with void scent.
Not a Ferris, it's a Ferris.
If only we'd prioritized further development of the void scent slaughter bots. We could have stemmed the tide ourselves.
I like how they had to build them too, apparently.
What a tremendous demonstration that would have been. Irrefutable proof that I was mankind's staunchest ally and the greatest lubberant to ever live. I can practically taste the praise. Fortunately, I was able to activate the brands. Should any more void scent emerge from the gate, they ought to be confined to the crater.
That is a really smart thing to do.
Unless, of course, the void gate begins to expand of its
Gonna
own
do that
accord,
in this
or
cutscene,
some
isn't it?
gargantuan monstrosity tries to barge through. I don't foresee any major problems.
And QNO. Oh, come on! It's not the fucking Simpsons with Final Fantasy!
Oh, nope. We're doomed.
There you are.
Oh, it's a Stola. She came here all the way from Terral. Just remember that, chat.
Hands and teleported here as soon as
She had. Oh, okay, well, never mind then. So, okay, well, there we go then. Every single problem I ever have with the plot has now been solved because they can just teleport everywhere. I'll be holding this to you, game now.
And ere you ask, I made sure to bring the key with me.
I don't know if that was a good idea. Blah 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 blah.
Then the real threat yet awaits us.
Yeah, it's gonna be the required boss for this expansion. Couldn't they have made it an Evercold monster?
Beyond the Void Gate. I wonder how he and Zero are faring.
Okay, I don't know what that shot was about. We're best buds now. Oh yeah, they left with the doobie doob. Do I have Vitra scale? Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need that going into the 13th. Are you telling me a Zem's crystal, an ancient relic,
By the
also works with that? Oh fuck. Here we go. Actual plot. Gonna eat my crystal. It's not gonna eat my crystal because then we can't have the cool cutscene of the Warrior of Light holding out the stone. They wouldn't do that because they're not brave enough to do that, unfortunately. Ethos. Okay, no, we are getting actual plot right now. Doesn't sound. It sounds like the convocation. Oh, that's the text that begins Evercold. Hold fast to what you must and meet your fate without fear. Which again is a kind of a nothing statement because that's what we always do. And then we're getting this. Does that mean we're going to watch them both fuse then? Unite the stars unto one, not into one. Let none bar your path. Who's saying this though? Because it's not the convocation. They wouldn't have known about the stars. So this must have been something else entirely. Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, that's a cool shot. That might be the thumbnail right there. That's Golbez. That's Zero. I mean, even if we get over there, we're still going to need a Vitra shot scale because we're going to get taken over by Darkness Ether, right? Oh, that's... Okay, I don't necessarily hate that visual. That's cool. I mean, it's done what we think it's done. It's made a portal. A Zem's crystal that allows Warriors of Light to come to us from other shards or stars, and this thing does the same thing. Just opens the portal. Oh, okay. I guess I'm leaving everyone else behind. Oh. Well, they could be on my side. Oh, they most certainly are not. No, just use reasoning. Just speak to them, Rahana. That'll work. Tell them that everything will be okay. Hey, wait, no. We can talk. Okay, or we can just kill it. Okay. Wow. I mean, Rahana does not have great speaking skills, to be fair. I'm also here.
What are you doing here?
I came through the plot portal. No time to explain. How you doing, Zero? How's the kids? I don't have kids. Oh.
Trust you to state the obvious.
You literally just said, well, how are you here?
May as well make yourself useful.
Mm-hmm.
The gate's sheer size appears to have made it a tempting target.
What is it? Oh. There's our boss, I guess.
Enuo, a dread void scent risen from the benighted depths of the ocean. They kept to the confines of their domain while Zeromus endured. No longer, it would seem.
Oh, I guess it's the actual prize of its target is now lowered, right? The thing they were hunting.
And once they had discovered a path to the Red Moon, they wasted no time in making the journey.
Why is the moon red in this world? Is this red because...
Leave the void scent nearby to us.
I like how he just left Ishtola and Graham behind. They have no idea what the fuck just happened. We just disappeared in front of them. What's ethos?
Facing this many foes calls for a more familiar approach.
Oh? What are you doing? You becoming a Reaper? Oh! Okay, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, because Reaper's not inherently evil. Yeah, he's a DPS now, not a tank. I mean, to be fair, as a tank, you can do more.
Both light and darkness are mine to wield. Besides, what better to purge darkness from the void than darkness itself?
I mean, I feel like light would do a better way of purging darkness, no? Could be crazy. I think I am crazy. I mean, I'm just happy that you know, he's a Reaper again for a bit. I like that. Oh, I guess I'm fighting you here, I guess. Oh, they really just fucked, like, pumped out a fucking trial, didn't they? Out of, like, nothing, basically. He comes from a place in the 13th.
Who dares face me? A mere mortal.
The one who beat Zeromus? You know, your god, basically? Well, not god, but you know.
Power. Renown.
No, buddy, you're nothing. You're chopped liver.
I fight to end this world without end. All who stand before me.
Would you get another Zeromus remix? Oh, it sucks. I'm gonna have to play this on Friday. I don't have time to do it today. Oh! Are we gonna get a cool looking arena? I was gonna say, I don't want to fight him on the moon. We thought the gold bear's here. We've had 3 trials in this place, chat. Nuts. The Unmaking, now accessible. Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything though, because this is another boss. Oh, it's the hentai dimension. Okay, well, we'll deal with that in the next recording session. Like I said, this isn't going to come out until probably Saturday, so I'll see you guys for that then. But yeah, chat, say hello to Future Flower in this moment. I didn't even feel like reading the boss description here, chat, because it's going to be fucking nothing. What's it going to be like? You must stop this guy from destroying the void in this very obviously not going to have any impact fight that is about to take place here against Unuo, a Final Fantasy V DLC boss. Or not a DLC boss, I think a Game Boy Advance boss. Oh my god, I'm so shooketh. I'm going to say in chat, first time. I do like the music here, and I'm always up for getting more Final Fantasy V stuff. Did they run out of Final Fantasy IV bosses? Because there was that one Zeromus they could use in the cave. I remember fighting him in my playthrough. Let's go! Let's fuck this shit up! Almost like it's new. I was like, oh, I'm still gonna say it. Fuck you! Get out of here, you sassiness! Meteor Rain. Meteon. Ooh. Yeah, that was an AoE attack. I'll do that. Naught grows. This is our 4th trial boss on the moon, by the way. I just want to point that out. We had Zodiac, we had Zeromus, we had Golbez, and now we have Unuo. What? Oh, I don't think we want to be in the middle. I don't think we want to be in the middle. I think we want to get, I think we want to get all the way to over here. Yep. Yep. Okay, it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. Oh, fuck me. I avoided all of that. Scatter. Scatter. Oh, I'm getting away. I'm getting away. Fucking hell. I need to use my damage buff.
Accept your downfall.
Oh, it's following me, it's following me, it's following me, it's following me, it's following me. Oh, shit! Flip. Okay, don't go the same way as the other person. We just walked into each other with the same AoE. Oh, it's so funny. Oh.
Doth the yawning rift not tempt you?
What? Oh, it's Barbarisha's move. I don't, that mechanic where it chases us, I don't know what that means. I guess we just gotta wait it out and go along the outskirts of the arena.
The void consumes.
Okay.
Naught will endure.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Neither past nor future.
Okay. What the fuck's going on? Oh, fuck, he's bigger! Oh, don't follow him, don't follow him. Why? The arena's massive! Why is I fighting the 4 kings right now from Dark Souls? Oh, it's cool. Okay, I love this enormous arena. Look how big it is! Oh! Oh, we can't hit that one. Okay, I'm coming. Wait, and we're done. Nice. Well, I only got to 52%. Oh, 0! Oh, we gotta get over there. We gotta get over there. Ow! Fuck! Oh, this is so cool! Oh, what a cool mechanic. The battle content is not disappointed. This is way more interactive than fucking Necron was. It's like on Doom Train level cool. We got a cutscene too! Fucking hell!
The underlings are no more. Now to deal with NOO.
Life and death rendered me.
That was great! Battle content never ceases to amaze. This is awesome! They made the black hole noise from the Ultima fight.
Light protect us.
Okay, this cutscene's a bit long, but I don't mind.
Such is the power of the void.
What about Zero being a Reaper? We're just gonna forget about that. Oh my god! This is awesome! They put us right in there in the middle of that! And they're still here! They're helping us fight! Oh, no, they're not. Oh, no, they are here! I thought they weren't here, but they are here. Oh! Absolute cinema! Oh. Ow, ow, ow. Okay.
The void shall never cease to be.
What does that mean, though? Does that in?
Power is absolute.
Ooh, that does a lot of damage to me. The vacuum grows in number. It's gonna be another AoE, right? Do we want to be in it? Yeah, we want to be. Oh, okay. It just appears on him again. Right, got it.
The void's power is mine to wield.
What? Oh, it's the mechanic from that one Alliance raid, the new one. Where, yeah, it now duplicates and then it appears in those 2 different portals. Ow! Ow! Rude. Get out of here, Nero.
The truth of this world.
Man, like, this is so cool. Look at this, look how awesome the backgrounds are here too. I'll use LB3 at 20%, probably. Oh, we get this again. Okay, I don't have it this time. Okay, I'm gonna watch them and see how they deal with this. If they go the same way, that's gonna be really funny. No, they're not. They're doing what? Oh, it moves to someone else. Oh boy, that's a rough mechanic. Oh, fuck. Ah! It goes to someone else after it's done. So you gotta be ready. We're doing this again.
Be still.
Oh. Ah! I didn't even realize I was doing that. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing damage. Do that. Do this. Meltdown. I'm having a meltdown right now. I wasn't even looking. Oh!
Perish.
Get over here. 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 You could just watch to see what Zero and Goldbed are doing here, to be fair, to avoid the damage. The fact that they're here helping is awesome. What a cool way of doing this. I hope we get more of that. Instead of forcing, you know, certain Scions into the fight, just having them with us doing the fight. That would be great. Oh, fucking hell. Wow. That orb attack is nuts too. Yeah, okay, I'm glad I waited on the LB3. Oh, maybe do LB3. Maybe do LB3 hit limit heal, guys. Oh! Oh! Blair. Yeah, I did not get out of that fast enough. My god. I wasn't ready for all those dot markers. Oh, well, at least I get to watch someone else do it. Yeah! Bring me back. Oh, they are bringing me back. They didn't have to do that. That's so nice of them. They're gonna die to do it. I'm here.
The Void's power is mine to wield.
No, it's not, buddy. I'm gonna kill you with my double jump. Okay. Oh, okay, you better watch where it goes out. Okay, so you move towards the longer line. That was a great fight.
They must be sealed away.
Cool trial. Very fun, GG. Yeah! Like how Zero steals the kill from us, and then he turns into a lovely little crystal at the end. Even I forgot that's how they die. They just become a little crystal. Nice! Oh, I gotta get a picture of the boys. With the boys. Everyone left so fucking quickly. Zero? Zero, why are you looking the other direction, Zero? Oh, what the f— I can't get a duo picture of them because they're looking opposite directions. Zero! Alright, well, I'll get one of each of you, I guess. Alright, Zero, you chill out. I'll get thumbs up with you. And then I'll get a thumbs up with Gorbezi. Oh shit. Hiduo's raid is at an end. Oh, you look that direction after you— wait, hold on then. Gorbezi. There we go. Another— okay, here we go, here we go. Right. So. There we go. That's what I wanted in the first place, game. I'll get one with Gorbezi as well. We go up to his fucking, like, his crotch in terms of height. There we go. And now we get to go back to the story. That was a nice little side quest. It does feel like a side quest though. That didn't feel like it was going to affect anything. Like, we're just gonna forget about this immediately, aren't we? And be like, thanks for the help, bye, I guess. Are there any more, like, very powerful void scent you want to tell us about, Golbez? Oh.
I'm glad you came. We would have struggled to face Enuo alone.
Enuo. Uno, reverse card.
I presume you journeyed here to prevent more void scent from passing through the gate.
I actually bought you something else. I bought you bread. I'm actually a bread delivery boy.
With Enuo defeated, there are none left in this realm who pose a serious threat.
Okay.
I dare say the problem is resolved.
I mean, they could also just pull something else out of their ass, because I thought that Zeromus was going to be the most powerful thing here, but there we go. Alas, void scent have been emerging from fissures across the void. Have you noticed any abnormalities in the void of late? What kind of question is that? I'm gonna ask it because dumb. Have you noticed anything weird here?
Nothing comes to mind. Why'd you ask?
I mean, outside of the void scent spilling into our world, Zero, you need better monitoring. How do you get down to the surface? I just thought about that. How do you get down there?
So
do you just teleport?
Wasn't limited to the void gate.
Because I doubt there's going to be aetherites down there you can attune to. Do you just become like a gaseous void form? How do you get down to the surface? I feel like it is a genuine question because, like, I'm willing to forget and forgive when it comes to the Scions teleporting all over the place in the main game or in the MSQ so far. That's fine. Willing to forgive that. Outside of Thancred, who can't teleport, which is literally a plot point in Endwalker, and they have to do some Charlie and bullshit to get him to Favnair. Yeah. Maybe have like a Lopwit shit? I mean, Lopwits are only on the source though. That's the thing. The only thing on this moon is, what should be a Shard of the Watcher, and also, Zodiac. Or Shard of Zodiac.
Worse. Precious little has changed in the 13th since the Romus fell. Have you noticed anything unusual?
No.
I know not the reason events have unfolded this way, but there is, perhaps, an explanation as to why the Void Gate and the fissures opened.
Oh?
Here, in my domain, even the slightest change is keenly felt. When the gate opened, I sensed not the workings of some external force. Rather, it felt as if the barrier between our worlds was weakening naturally, moment by moment, until the two came to meet.
Which would pose problems for us.
And you think this weakening could be happening elsewhere?
Is it happening on the first?
'Tis a possibility.
Are Sin Eaters suddenly going to appear here? Because that won't be good. Because Sin Eaters propagate by killing people.
What of Razatan and Garlemald?
Garlemald's pretty fucked. A bunch of Void Scent appeared and ravaged a bunch of people.
Eulus took mercy upon the interloper.
Yeah, I I still don't know why he did that. No, it's not a funny thing, Zero.
The Void Centaur Guardian. We all share the same longing for home.
Aw, it's so sad. Remind me again of what that Void Cent did when it arrived here. You can make the argument that Golbez is also the same. He's killed people. So has Zero probably killed people. But the difference is they have gone through a level of change that I guess means that they can then change the world back here. And I guess you could argue that killing that Void Cent before sending it home would have changed nothing. But I also would argue that there should be consequences to actions in this case. Like, it went home with the will. It's more so the fact that we are just like, oh, we're so proud of this Void Cent, sending it back home. Like, we should be fucking livid. Like, sure, send it back. It's less so the fact that they didn't kill the Void Cent that pisses me off. It's just the way they somehow were able to change it in that moment because of Toral bullshit. I feel like we learned no lessons in Toral that we didn't already know.
Please tell Euless as much.
And that's kind of mostly exemplified with Living Memory being a VP of
exactly did you get here?
Tempest and
No
Ultima
could
Fuel.
traverse the Void Gate in its current state.
Oh, I have a magic Macguffin dimensional key. I have the power of ethos. Which I don't know what that means. I'll probably find out about that in 8.0. They are giving us not even breadcrumbs in this. Like, ethos is the most we've been given, I think, so far.
Still there. I cannot see it.
Oh. This tall and grass that we'd left them behind. What are you doing, Golbezzy?
Nor does it reveal itself to me. Perhaps the path serves only the key bearer.
Oh. So even if we go to the 4th in 8.0, it'll only be us. But we do definitely see Alphino and Estinian in that trailer, so they are gonna come with us.
So it is not a means to travel freely back and forth. A pity. I would have liked to see my friends again.
Well, I brought you some delights from home. They've come from the swirling, snowy, howling place of Garlemald to space on our moon through a dimensional gate, and now on your red moon, where, you know, ether is sucked and destroyed by the darkness. Wait, hold on. Why are we not? I guess the little spirit is here protecting us. And we also got Vitra Scale, I assume. That's something I'm fine with. Like, that's nitpicking. That is like something that is not even a problem. Even then, I think the game has confirmed that. Now appears an opportune time to give Zero the parcel Julius prepared. You know, we're not going to get it in the cutscene. Oh, they actually put us here. Like, we don't usually get to stay here. Vacuity. No ride around, and no mount available. Oh, no, we can go in between. Okay, nice. How you doing, Golbezzy? That key of yours intrigues me. Had my former self known of its existence, I might have sought different means to reach the source. Tomato sauce. I can only think about tomato sauce on the red moon. Something for me? Yes, a paper parcel full of still warm dumplings packed with care by Julius. These dumplings have been through 3 different fucking ecosystems, but sure, they're still warm. The power of paper wrapped dumplings, I guess. That smell. Food, is it? It's dumplings. I'm kind of annoyed this isn't a cutscene. Forbid us giving Zero a moment of personality right now in here. I recall Kula speaking of the dumplings his mother used to make. Thank you for the parcel and the fond memories. There's more than enough to share with Golbez. Now that he forgoes the ether of others, I'm sure he'll appreciate the sustenance. I sometimes wonder what the void would be like if culinary traditions flourished here once more, whether it would survive to break the cycle of mutual consumption. A heartening thought if nothing else. We're gonna have to start doing fucking food truck deliveries for these guys. How are they eating? Generally, that is a good question. How are these characters consuming ether to survive? Because before this, they would eat each other and eat their ether, but now... how are you surviving, Zero? How have you not died of hunger? I feel awful leaving you here now, knowing that you can't eat. You're gonna have to make rations out of these dumplings. You're gonna have like a breadcrumb a day, kind of like I am with MSQ right now. Beacon from Beyond. Zero has something to discuss with you. Until our battle earlier, I hadn't called upon darkness in some time. In truth, I find light a better fit these days. Yeah, because light can expunge darkness a lot more than darkness can, Zero. Ever since you left, we've been roaming the void in search of individuals who would join our cause. Yeah, I would love to hear that pitch. Honestly, like, I'd love to hear you and Golbez walking up to a void scent, you know, a creature that has given into its own ferality and is, you know, a monster in of itself because it has to be to survive in a world like this. I'd love you two walking up to it and then being like, hold it. I have a proposition for you, Mr. Voidsent. My proposition is you stop doing your evil ways and work towards potentially one day making the 13th a livable place for us again. What are the cons? Or let me list them. Number 1, you have to go to the moon. You have to leave your home and everyone you know, or maybe bring your friends with you. Number 2, you can't eat anyone, so you can't have any ether, which, you know, we need to survive, but hey, maybe we'll find some other means to do that at some point in the future. And C, I don't know, I mean, the first 2 ones seem ideal to me as a void scent. No, I wouldn't agree with this at all. You're appealing to the better nature, a better nature that has been demoralized and destroyed and with no hope left. You showing up, Zero, unfortunately I think it's going to do nothing. Just because we come at them with some magic words from Toral being, oh, I understand your problem. I understand. We've also been going through some shit and I have been enduring, which means you can also endure. I think the Gala mode thing is a bit different to a world submerged in dark ether. But sure, Zero. No, yeah, just go chat with some void scent. I'm sure they'll be as willing to listen to you as a Nuo. When we return to the Red Moon as a sense of Nuo's presence, rarely do we linger in a single location. However, if the interloper you spoke of just... Wait, what did you say there? Okay, so you don't actually stay on the Red Moon. Okay, well, I'll take away point 1 then. All you have is point 2. However, if the interloper you spoke of doesn't tend to seek me out, it might be wise to return to my domain. Why don't you join us? With Anuo defeated, the source should be in no imminent danger. I think he's talking about that place we went to in 7.2 or 6.2. Good, we'll wait for you by the crater. Wait, am I coming with you? I want to go back to the place in 7.2. I don't usually get cool pictures here. Because... Can I go back? Can I see if Ishtola and Graha are there? Hold on. I need to find this out. This is important information. Graha, Ishtola. Are they even here? They're just like, ye gods, Vahana, where did you go? Oh, they're not here. Yeah, they probably rushed off to try and find out where we went. This music keeps making me think it's gonna go into the Nutcracker theme. Do 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 do. I presume you remember travelling by Nizrock. Once you reach the surface, the creature will convey us to my domain. I don't remember travelling by Nizrock because that was over 3 years ago, Zero. There is a teleporter situated between here and the center of the moon. I used it to travel to the surface. Okay, well now they've explained it. Igram herself crafted... Oh, Iggy! But I may lay low the servant of light. Ironic that we now use it to restore... to restore light to the void. Lo! Forgive my idle reminiscences. 'Tis time we made our descent. Oh, yeah! It only took 3 years, but we can finally go back to this place. Okay, I'm actually happy about this, because I feel I love this area. Whoa! Look at this big boy! There he is. There are many in this domain who still fear me. I shall remain here to avoid needless provocation. My god. Let me turn the game up a little bit now, the WoW, the trial. Though it's not always so, many who live here now have chosen to do so because they support the cause. I'd love to hear your picture of them, because how are they eating, Zero? Indeed, if our numbers continue to grow, we must acquire more territory. Thankfully, we were able to harness the residual ether from Barbaricia's domain. Those in the reserves will enable me to expand mine as the need. Oh, so you are eating people. Okay. Oh, we best prepare for our potential guests. Join me in my abode when you're ready. Great, I can't wait to meet me at a bunch of starving void scent. Go, Bessie. Go, Bessie. We're going to get another picture together here. Oh, I forgot how good the music was here, too. Oh, we're all the way back here, though. This is one of Ahana's first adventures. Was this domain? Ramshackle Square. Where are we going? Over here? Okay. We needed content for 7.5, so now let's fuck around with 0 for a little bit. I mean, if we get something cool here, I don't mind that. What are those things? I imagine you remember these. The transmitters were used to receive light from the first. Memory serves that they work by channeling excess ether left in the wake of the flood into the Crystal Tower. Using the tower's cross-rift travel capabilities, light is then conveyed onto the 13th and into these devices. I have in mind to use them now, but they will need to be set in an elevated location. Your assistance will be greatly appreciated. Right. Yeah, let me get on some meandering. Thank you. I'll go do this. Let's go find where we're going. All the way over there. Can I fly around here? No, I can't, but I can go in my mount, which is nice. Oh, a lovely little swimming pool. How deep is it? Not that deep. How you guys doing? You guys having a nice time together? No longer will I partake of the evil of our beings, not even if I shrivel and starve. Oh, I just realised that the HUD is clipping with the map. Move that a bit more. I think it's because the actual sundial moves. This music does give me Heaven Sword vibes. Very nice to listen to. Right, we're heading on over. Aether transmitter. The compact contraption facilitates the flow of ether when used in conjunction with other identical devices. I like how Zero waited all this time. Like, we didn't, like, spend a day in Taral. We spent, like, a pretty good amount of time there, I feel. But they waited until our return, I guess, to do this.
These transmitters will shine with light from beyond. Sent courtesy of our ever-watchful friends. They will serve as beacons in the dark for those that would seek me out.
Oh. It's triangle strategy. Hyper beam. Okay. Oh shit! Oh, for fuck's sake. Hello! He just comes here and munches on them.
Immortal knowledge. I did not expect to see you here.
How do you see?
I am Zero, and this is my domain. 'Tis a safe haven for those who abhor conflict.
I'm gonna hold off from saying what I'm gonna say.
Among those gathered here, many aspire to restore this world to how it once was.
Such a thing is possible?
Indeed. Though how long the endeavor will take, I cannot say. But for those of us abandoned by death itself, what do we have but time to try, and try again?
Very well. This light is ample proof your comrade spoke true. However long it takes to restore our world, you shall have my aid.
Okie dokie.
And you shall have mine.
I am glad we're getting more stuff of Zero, but I just wish it was more substantial than this. Because it very much feels like it very much feels like the same thing with Heavensward is the Heavensward conflict in the expansion Heavensward was kind of solved in 3.3, where we defeated Nidhogg, who was now a vengeful, like, metaphor for the Horde itself. We defeated him, and while we have returned to Ishgard a couple of times, we've never gone back there to do too much in terms of reconstruction, because that's always been put into the side quest stuff. But what they've done with this and Garlemald, it very much feels like the level of content and progression in it feels like it's designed for side quests rather than the main MSQ. And I'm not saying the MSQ needs to be pushing the story every 5 seconds, because it doesn't need to. Like, I could bring up the arguments I'm making about Garlemald, and then you could say in Shadowbringers, well, what about all that time we spent in Calusia with the rich people and trying to make them better? The difference is it wasn't multiple fucking times. Like, we did that once in the epilogue of Endwalk in Shadowbringers, and it kind of led to them growing as a people, and then we were gone after that. But with this constant need to go back on these old storylines because we do not want to progress the main story. I wouldn't call it filler, because it technically isn't, because they could always make this important later. But I am tempted to call it kind of reductive storytelling, because it isn't telling what we are currently engaged with, which is the key, and we have found out nothing about the key basically in the last 4 patches. You can make the argument that we found out in this patch that it allows for access to, you know, other shards, but we already knew that, I feel, because we had already seen that done with the 9th and the Source with the Golden City, so we knew what it was capable of. What we found out so far is that there's this power called Ethos, and we're probably not going to find out anything more about that. Like, the patch content is designed to be, you know, a teaser, I guess, for the main expansion stuff, but it always feels like we're developing the plot. In Shadowbringers patch content, we had 5.4, which was great because we got to see some of the main states have a big story again, especially Limsa. I love that plot of Limsa. And getting to see Merlub, like, actually have to take responsibility of what he did with the minor people. And it went full circle of that slowly moving plot thread that we've been seeing with them. And then we had the Fandaniel stuff, and the introduction of the Tower of Babel and the other towers. Enough to kind of bridge a gap into what is potentially going to be the final expansion. But so far, and here's another example, Stormblood, the sirens were dropping. We were losing one by one as we went through that plot line. There was a stake that kept growing, a mystery that we needed to unravel, and it felt desperate towards the end. And that wasn't the only thing occurring there. There was also the Garlemald plotline and the border dispute. And it was some of the most gorgeous content in the game because it felt like so much was happening. And now with this, we've returned to the Void, fought Inuo, and it felt like nothing. I felt nothing fighting him, nothing whatsoever. And then we had this small thing of Zero where potentially the 13th could return to what it once was. It's a lot of potentials, not a lot of ises. Maybes instead of ours. It would seem Julia's intervention has helped forge a new bond. Thank you for bringing word to me. I gather you'll head home sooner rather than later. Yeah, I gotta tell my friends that, like, you'll not be able to fully return to Zero's domain. Why not? Yes. I do think it's a writing problem, because this wasn't a problem before Endwalker. Notably, the patch content started dropping in quality at Endwalker patches.
Would you deliver a message to Euless for me? Tell him that we're making progress towards rebuilding our home. And I hope that he is too.
Enuo's Memoria will be safe here. The crystal containing Zeromus has been passed on to our allies in the First.
Don't you find it funny how the final area in Dawntrail is basically Memoria from Final Fantasy IX, and we also had this Memoria thing with the Void Sent plotline as well?
If Enuo's Memoria might serve them in restoring their world, we shall likewise consider its transfer.
Oh, so you're gonna give them you're gonna kill that guy?
How much simpler it would be to aid one another in our respective fights, were it not for these boundaries between us. Safe travels, my friend. We take comfort in the knowledge that you're out there fighting too, wherever you may be.
Bye. I'm going back. Do I just like disappear? Do I like pop out of existence? Are they like, whoa, whoa, whoa? He has disappeared in thin air. Do you think we're even going to find out what Ethos is going to be in 8.0? Like, I feel like, I don't know, man. Oh, hi, everyone.
No luck, I'm afraid. It appears he's not in Mare Lamentorum.
It's fucking vanished. It's not here. Oh, I like how we could just meander in Zero's domain too. It's not like we couldn't have gone back. It's me!
Wait. Is that?
Yeah, it's me, Graha. It's your boyfriend. You thought you can get out of your relationship with me, but you can't. Hi. Oh, everyone is here, huh?
God, you had us worried. You suddenly disappeared. We didn't know what to think.
Well, you weren't there, Alice. Graha and Ishtola were. So I fought Inuo. I fought a god. Okay, well that happened. What actually happened, Vahana?
Shortly after you vanished, the Void-sent incursion abruptly ended. We surmised you had a hand in that, but never did it cross our minds that you were fighting alongside Zero and Golbez.
This golden path you said you traversed wasn't visible to us.
It makes
either.
sense that it's the Golden City too now, if we're understanding the technology to be the same.
Nor did we hear a voice. Ethos. Might this be the key's true name?
I think they called it Ethos.
While many mysteries remain, for now, I am glad to learn the state of affairs in the 13th.
I'm not.
Golbez's suspicion that the barrier twixt worlds has begun to weaken. 'Twould certainly explain the surge in fissures manifesting in the source.
I wonder if Graha's going to show any worry towards the first.
Yet what could be behind such a phenomenon?
The Evercold. Oh shit! Okay, finally, you finally showed up. Thank God.
And who might you be? Not a void scent, I'd wager.
I like how his Asian senses are pinging right now.
Greetings.
He doesn't look all that intimidating. I love how Franco just immediately pulled a gun on her. But like, what if he was like, I'm an Asian. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Because the last time they spoke to an Asian who wanted to be on like mutual terms with them was Emmett Selk. And we know what happened with that. He betrayed them and shot Grahatir in the back. He did say he was going to betray them though, to be fair. And they still went along with it. Oh, don't do that. That's the worst way you could introduce to us.
I am Helmerut of the Asians.
Okay, time to kill. Limit break. Alisei steals my limit break and just goes and kills her.
We are your sworn foes, I know. But on this occasion, will you not put away your arms?
How about you explain why first before telling me all this? Oh. Okay, well, we don't need a weapon to kill you. Yeah, you doing that to hit his weapon doesn't make me think you just want to talk.
Thank you for affording me a chance.
Bereft of the Unsundered, we were under the impression you and yours no longer had cause to continue your activities. That you should reveal yourself at this juncture. I assume you are the one who bestowed Calyx with the knowledge of summoning and the reflections.
Yes, that is correct.
Not a good standing to have right now, Hammerop. Not gonna lie, you really are terrible at this. But the game has already clarified that he is, so I don't mind that. No, don't show Calyx! God, you are awful at this, man! You want us to work with you, this is the worst way you can tell us this! I love he made teddy bear noises as he landed.
Was it necessary to reveal my present form as well?
Calyx. So he succeeded in transferring his memories after all.
Alright, so we can just kill him, right? He's very easy to kill. Just launch him across the moon. 10-minute orbit.
Be at ease. Even were I to occupy a combat-oriented vessel, I would not have the ability to defeat you.
Yeah, but you're still alive and thinking, buddy, which I don't like the idea of.
You destroyed my plan, my life's work. I have naught to replace it, nor will I ever regain what I once had.
Cry me fucking a river of tears, buddy.
If you wish to speak, Halmarut, will you not tell us what it is that you hope to accomplish?
As you know, our star Aetheris was sundered into 4 and 10 shards in the time of the Ancients.
Oh, we get an Ascian PowerPoint presentation.
As the will of the star, Hydaelyn perpetuated this unnatural division for millennia. And in the wake of her passing, nature has begun to reassert itself. As a wound knits itself together, the star seeks to become whole once more. Yes, it seeks to rejoin with all of its shards.
So why did you need to do anything then? If you knew if you knew this was going to happen, surely you could just sat back and like sat back a popcorn. Why would Emmett Selk need to do anything? If they were just going to rejoin anyway, then you could have brought back Zodiac and killed everyone. Or brought back the Ancients anyway. I hope they bring up that point, because that is a massive plot hole.
Unlike the one we Ascians attempted to orchestrate, however.
Oh, okay, there we go.
The star's rejoining will afford mankind no special treatment.
So it won't actually rejoin, it'll just destroy all the other shards, got it.
All life and matter will be condensed into a single whole, and remade for a new beginning. A complete rebirth.
So even we will be destroyed. Fuck's sake, Hydaelyn.
Aetheris will return to the way it once was. Hundreds of millions of years past. To a quiet and peaceful time. Long before the light of mankind was kindled.
Even before the Ancients. Maybe Hydaelyn didn't know. That is a good point, that maybe she didn't know. And this is also maybe Hamrock didn't know either. And they only realized this recently when the shards started acting up. Maybe they didn't consider this as a possibility. That's fine. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna discuss that, because that's not a plot hole. It's just they just didn't do that. Like, if they neglect to do something, that is not a problem. It's a nitpick.
Supposing for a moment we believe you. How
Let's play the Final Days theme.
It is an inevitability that I have foreseen since time immemorial.
Okay, well you did know about it then.
A future that awaits should creation be freed from the influence of Hydaelyn and Zodiac.
I mean, I guess that's the point, right? Like, this wouldn't have happened because Hydaelyn is... That makes sense, because Hydaelyn is like the heart of the world of Aetheris, and Zodiac is on the moon. Their clash and conflict, the confluence of ether, including the ethereal sea, I guess, are all what stops this from happening. Same in how the Final Days was contained until this happened. I mean, it kind of feels like the Final Days 2.0. You couldn't have told us this, like, at any point. Because if you knew this, then you must have told the Ascians then. It's not my fucking fault I killed Zodiac, because I wasn't told this was going to happen. So not only have I caused the Final Days, I've also caused this.
The star is tolerant to life. It holds no grudges, and neither rages nor weeps for being sundered. Yet by the same token, it is indifferent to life's survival. No amount of devastation and death can compel it to stop the wheels of creation from turning.
I will bring up a point in favor of this game. They have already shown us that Hamrock is not great when it comes to social things, and she's very timid. So there's a chance she kept this theory to herself. And she knew, but never brought it up, because it was never a thing to think about. But she also did the stand by and allowed me to kill both Hydaelyn and Zodiac. So I don't know, man. I feel like this is on you, not me.
The earth shakes, and mountains spew fire. Floods wash away the fruits of labor, and icy winds freeze and starve. Countless perish as nature runs its course.
Oh, sounds like we're gonna have to make a mass exodus to Ultima Fuel or another planet. It's good we've been doing that with the island sanctuary stuff.
So many seeds of life have already been lost. Yet in spite of this, people continue to believe that the morrow will come. But it will not.
Looming.
For nothing lies beyond the solstice, when all creation is reunited. When that day comes, every last trace of mankind shall be erased.
It's a good name for that. I like that. Okay. So how can we prevent this? Surely you got a theory about that? Or are you just here to give me gloom and doom?
I cherish man's journey.
It makes sense, I guess. If Calyx knew this, it makes sense why he was so focused on turning everyone into endless. If he knew that this was going to happen.
Despite losing his innocence and being made to live with suffering, he has forged ever onward. Strong, even as he is weak, his is a proud tale in the history of the star. It would be a shame for that tale to end. For all to wither and die, and some might yet survive. Would you not agree?
I qualify foul bullshit.
If a natural rejoining doth lead unto the solstice, then thine intent is to preemptively rejoin the worlds.
That is something that could occur here, but Zodot doesn't exist anymore, so you can't do it.
Correct. It was for this very purpose that Halmarut recruited suitable collaborators from the Reflections. Individuals like me, who would willingly doom another world in order to fulfill their aspirations. The Winterers, we are called.
So they are called Winterers.
And if you and yours seek to protect all life, then sooner or later you shall have to contend with us.
But why do we need to fight? Because we both want the same thing here. We both want the survival of the shards. It's not like an Ascian situation where the Ascians had a completely opposing goal to us and one could not exist in a world of the other. We both intend to create a world where we save as many people as possible. So are we gonna just not talk? I mean, that's why you're here, right? You didn't just come to here and tell us that you're gonna fight us. That'd be stupid.
Even if everything you claim is true,
everyone stay calm.
what
Kill
you've
him.
done, Calyx, it's unforgivable.
Yeah, kill him.
I do not ask that you be pragmatic, nor do I seek your approval.
But why are you here then?
Given your familiarity with other reflections, 'tis only natural that you are averse
Wait,
to our
did you just
methods.
come here to make me join your cause? Because that's not happening.
But there is one irrefutable fact that you must understand. Should we take no action at all, the solstice will come, and no one will be left alive. No one.
Sounds like a you problem. How long do we have?
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit.
So the reflections are the threat in this case if the merging occurs. So they're gonna destroy the reflections. That's their plan. Well, how about we work together then? Also, there's a very funny close-up shot of Ahana. Oh! What?
Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
They're not! What? I thought he was about to show up. I was like, what? No! Bye, I guess. Cool. Can I have a scythe? I want a scythe. Okay, well, they just showing that Xenos is dead. That's fine. I'm glad he's dead. I miss him, but I'm glad he's dead. What is it here? Living Waper. Okay, a couple of things to take from that cutscene. I didn't hate it. I thought that was cool. Solstice thing is a cool idea and adds a level of threat, a natural threat, which I find quite interesting. So just kind of understanding Calyx's plan for a little bit. Calyx's plan in Dawn Trail, his first plan was to use Sphene, the Eternal Sphene, Endless Sphene, to basically have her go from reflection to reflection, stealing all the ether so that the Endless could survive. And that would lead to the reflections dying. And I guess the source is the only one that wouldn't be destroyed? Maybe it's like a survival of the fittest, like they choose for the knife to survive, maybe. I got the impression from that they were going to go planet from the planet. Not shard to shard. I guess they said star to star, right? And that's what these count as stars. Okay, and that plan was foiled. So Calyx didn't have Endless Sphene anymore, and all he had was the simulant Sphene from the memory in the crown. So he used that Sphene to basically make the people of Solution 9, the Alexandrians, fear death. Fear their immortality. Now they know that they can't become endless anymore. So he has everyone get confused, scared, puts on like a show, sees people start dying, then he does give people a chance to become endless, and that, like, desperation, for a limited amount of people becoming endless, that leads to a situation, basically, where the people who do take it, with how scared they are of death, through what he has been told by Halmarot, he was able to create a primal in the form of Necron, which would then do the same thing as Endless Sphene, would go between worlds and destroy them using that power. That was the plan. And Halmarot told him all this. So she's the only Winterer. So that means all the other Ascians, I mean, maybe there's more that are working with them, because she mentioned that she did have collaborators from other reflections. I think that was plural, not singular. Either that, or she had only found Calyx at that point, and is now going to find others to work with. As a character, I actually really like Halmarot. I like how timid she is. I'm willing to forgive the nature of her not telling the other Ascians due to her, you know, her socialness and how much of an introvert she is. I'm willing to forgive that, probably because she couldn't speak up against the plan. And as we know, this is only happening. It's very important to note this is only happening because Zodiac and Hydaelyn have been destroyed. Again, retroactively making Hydaelyn more of a villain. I know it wasn't her fault, but indirectly she is responsible for this. Let's see what everyone has to say. Though I am tempted to dismiss her preemptive rejoining as an utterly absurd solution, her words are not to be taken lightly. Oh, Frankrid! Trust the Ascians to be plotting something utterly... Well, it's only a singular Ascian, so we should be calling the Winterers. The Ascians once laboured to resurrect Zodiac and bring back those who rendered up their lives to summon him. For the sake of those who now live, we fought tirelessly to oppose them. If Halmarot does truly seek a rejoining to avert the solstice, to ensure some survive and otherwise all would perish, then our interests are not so disparate. Yeah, that's what I think. What do you think, Raha? To think that individuals of Calyx's ilk or worse exist in other shards. You have to forgive me, I'm still coming to terms with it. Halmarot can't be speaking the truth, can she? I think they've laid the cards on the table quite well now. So that makes me think then that what we're going to be doing with 8.0 is we're going to be going to the 4th, and that's going to be where the whole expansion takes place, which is great in my head, because that means they won't run into a Dawn Trail problem, where Dawn Trail felt divided in its plot between the Alexandrian stuff and the Terali stuff. So having it all focus on this central plot line means they could focus a lot more on establishing an overarching story for Evercold, introducing new characters, having them like actually have an impact on the plot while we're in the 4th. That is good. That's a good thing in my book. That is a wonderful thing, in fact.
Oh, there you are! One moment you were standing before me and the next you'd vanish into thin air. Thanks to you, the voids have been eradicated and the gate lies sealed once more. There's been nary a peep from the crater. Though I can't help but notice none of you seem to share my enthusiasm. Is something wrong?
Yeah, we just found out the world's gonna be destroyed.
The star seeks to become whole? All of us will die horrible deaths? But that's preposterous. As far as I'm aware, Highland made no mention of a natural rejoining. I ought to consult the records to be
okay, so they are just confirming Highland didn't know about it.
But not before thanking you for dispatching the void sent so handedly. You well and truly saved the day.
Idolin! Or Vanart, more like. Trail to the heavens. Oh, this is the final quest. The implication of the solstice and the winter's schemes, as well as our approach moving forward, will take time to consider. To that end, I believe we shall gather and speak in person. By we, I mean our fellow science. We'll change of pace. Why don't we reconvene at the Rising Stones? I'm sure Tatara and the others will be happy to meet us there. A fine idea. In many ways, our return is long overdue. No, it's fucking not. It's literally been one expansion, my guys. No doubt we could all use some respite out of Gala mode, but I trust there are no objections. They're settled then, to the Rising Stones. You staying here, Oyongji? No, you're not. Well, live and wait. I'm going back to finally, I can say this, after so long, pray return to the Rising Stones! It's been a long time. We have returned. Look who it is, it's Hugbert. Not too bad, are they, the twins, I mean? Well, you're not dead and you're not weeping, are you? I call that a win. Truth be told, it's the odd ones you remember most fondly. That's what makes it an adventure, right? A touch of danger and everything, even a client. Oh, here we are. Yoshi P is outside, he's watching us. Let's go on in. I'm not entirely opposed to the Scions reuniting here, because it makes sense that the Saviors of the Star would reunite to deal with the Star's problems. That's fine. My issue with this is we're abandoning what is, in my opinion, a really important part of any story, which is we now have this core group of so many fucking characters. Are we going to be giving them arcs in Evercold, or are they just going to be there for the journey, like in Dawntrail? Because that was my issue with Dawntrail. It wasn't the fact that the characters were there, it was the fact they weren't doing anything with them. Name me one thing that Alice and Alphino do in Dawntrail. Graha has a moment of living memory, and that is it. Bankado no Yongji go with Kona and give him some words of wisdom, and that's it. If Tola is there, even Qual doesn't get a whole lot to do until 7.4. It's bloating in terms of characters, and it means we can't spend time on developing new characters because we know they're not going to be around after the expansion ends. What I would like to see from Evercold is putting the characters in an actual situation where they're going to feel under threat. Not kill them, you don't have to kill the Scions, but do something with them in a way that's going to be engaging, the same way they did it with Shadowbringers and Endwalker. They all had something to do in those two expansions that felt important. And then introducing new permanent characters that we're going to find in the 4 for the first, like Zero coming back to join the main party, or just having, you know, just trying a little harder when it comes to the main cast. Now, your thing has changed since we last gathered here. No doubt Tatara is chiefly responsible for the prevailing state of tidiness. Speaking of whom, she and a great many of our comrades are en route. Let us wait for them a while longer. We're gonna get like a fucking holy boulder dramatic scene of return. It's Hoary Boulder! I am happy to see everyone back here. It's nice nostalgia seeing the characters all back where we started. Well, not started, but where we moved to after the starting area. But then I'm also of the mind that, like, we're falling back on the emergency glass right now.
Long it hath been since last we gathered here.
I mean, I guess outside of the game, it's been about 3 years. A bit more than that, maybe, at this point.
Though our order's dissolution was indeed in name only. Thereafter, we did largely operate independent of one another.
Outside of the part where we were all in Tuval, helping out with Buklamat. I think you all were there, even Estinian, who's going to be in
All of which is to say, full glad am I to stand in such esteemed company once more.
You know, we were barely here in Endwalker.
Apologies for our delay.
Oh, it's fucking Hoary Boulder! I'm pogging right now. We walk for Flowerman as well. Why is Philia's mum here?
We're reporting for duty, as bid.
This is everyone that we could round up on short notice. The others are still en route.
What about, Estinian? The Azor Dragoon. I didn't mean to take a picture there. I don't know why I did that.
Estinian alone we weren't able to make contact with. But we're working on it.
Well, he is a hard person to contact. I think Kral and Tatari spent, like, most of Shadowbringers trying to hunt him down.
No doubt his link pearl is buried at the bottom of his bag.
Knowing him, he'll turn up when we least expect it.
Yeah, I think Estinian's involvement in Dawn Trail was the best use of a Scion. Because he showed up, fought Galore Jar Jar, he showed up in Shalone for a bit, and then he was done. That's it. It was such a great use of him.
Now, as much as I'd like to savour our reunion, Tataru tells us there have been developments.
Yeah, the world's gonna end.
Will you apprise us of the details?
No. I sure do love just the characters not saying anything. Okay, we're using the first music.
And the solstice.
The veracity of Halmarut's claims remains unclear.
We've never gotten more Hoary Boulder than we've gotten right now in this moment.
Yet it cannot be denied that, in his bid to convert the living into endless, Calyx was privy to knowledge of the reflections and more.
And the Winterers are formed of others, like him.
But there are more than just him and Halmarut.
In light of the recent Void Sense incursions, I believe it would be wise to treat the solstice as a genuine threat. The problem is how to deal with it.
I mean, we have the ethos, we have the dimensional Macguffin.
Both the source and the reflections are home to irreplaceable life. I would protect them all if I could.
Especially the first. We spent an entire expansion there. We want to save our lads. We want to save Lena.
But if doing so means ushering in complete annihilation, then what can we possibly do?
These writers love the hand clenching. Happens in every single patch.
I wonder, was Hydaelyn aware of the solstice?
That's what I was wondering. She would have told us if she was.
Given that we had no knowledge of it when you journeyed to Elpis, you couldn't have warned Venar. So it is entirely possible she was unaware. But in the course of sustaining the Sundered Star, She may have glimpsed this eventuality.
And she decided not to tell us. In all of the scene we had with her, it would have been a good idea. I don't think she has any way of knowing. I think she knew and chose to trust in us. No, because that's stupid. If she knew, she would have fucking told us. I know we were dealing with the final days, but that is nothing compared to utter destruction. I'm sorry, it's the first one. Because if she did know, I fucking hate her even more. They're not doing a good job making me like Vanilla. I hate her.
Indeed. Not even Heidelin could be expected to foresee everything. And with her
I like the
gone,
fact that they left that up to our
have
choice,
only
by the way. That is
speculation.
nice of the game to do that. I don't
Whichever
hate
it
that.
may be, it is we who must find the answer.
Hmm?
We who live in the here and now.
I mean, it might not happen for the next hundreds of years, but it is going to happen. We have to prepare for it.
Perhaps we could take a recess? Oh, I dare say everyone could use a rest.
Indeed. We have ample food for thought, and it would be good to catch each other up.
Maybe we should bring back the crystal... the crystal braves.
Ere I forget, Heron, I believe you should keep the key, Ethos, in your possession.
Okay.
After all, it seems that is one mystery I am not destined to unravel.
I feel like you don't get to unravel most mysteries, Ishtola. It's always tied to me. I can go anywhere. I can go to any shard I want, if I so choose. Right. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm glad we get to do this. We get to have a little natter. Okay. Well, this is great. I go into the Dawn's Respite. This is where the characters work during Shadowbringers. This is where they were kept. It's 2 AM in Eorzea time. We are up late doing all of this. Nah, there's no one in here, but it is here. Right. Let's have a little natter with everyone, shall we? And see how everyone is doing at fucking 2 AM in the morning. It's Coronet, my boy! I have forgotten what most of these characters have done. This latest development is indeed a shock, but I am heartened to see not a single face clouded with despair. Oh, hold on. I helped repel the Voidset incursion in Lapis Manalis. Fighting off fiend-controlled Galatea is something I won't rush to relive, but it was nonetheless good training. Galatea? Right. It's some man or it's a boss in Lapis Manalis. I don't know what that means, but it's a boss that I guess was possessed by one of the Void Sent. Coroner and I had remained in Corvus to monitor the situation among the Garlean and the Corvosi. It was seldom smooth sailing. In time the region settled and we were able to return. I understand the Garlean community has made great strides in improving relations with other people. Hearing that, I feel renewed zeal for resolving the issues in Corvus. Then perhaps you'd like to hear more about the Garlean's accomplishments from me and the twins. Might soak that fire even hotter. Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, I am a bit sad that we're not going to Mericidia for this expansion, because I feel like Mericidia is one of the places that I really wanted to go to, because it's like the dragon homeworld, basically. I know the dragons first came there, it's not where they actually come from, but it would have been a cool expansion, I think. At the very least, something similar to what they did with Endwalker, and we're finally getting to go to Favnair. We might get like Mericidia at some point as well, maybe. It seems our colleagues have much to cater each other up on. Not cater. Well, fucking because the next word began with EA. Catch each other up on. I should have to brew some tea. I could do with some tea right now. It's not 3 o'clock yet, though. Don't worry about me. I'm sure you've got plenty to discuss with all these old faces. I mean, I can mostly just talk to you guys, unfortunately. was by no means an easy decision, but as the solar system is now our paramount concern, Alisai and I have opted to formally withdraw from our efforts in Garlemald. After all, and if anything we could do to protect that world will also serve to keep the Garleans safe, that's a good excuse. Julius and the comrades are already working towards a brighter future of their own accord. Honestly, I'm more worried about us. It's so difficult to see the path ahead, but hopefully we can get through this and return to Garlemald with our heads held high one day. Indeed. In the meantime, let's prepare a letter for Julius and the community. Let's not let despair stay our hand. Tataru is ever the considerate facilitator. Grateful am I to refrain from weighty discussions and simply converse with old friends. After Uyangjae and I went out on our own, we decided to spend some time exploring Zaktaral. We never had a chance to visit during the rite of succession, you see. We journeyed east through that place, before heading up to the coast of the frigid northern reaches, where they revere storied beasts of the sea. The excursion only serves to reinforce just how truly diverse Zaktaral really is. We also met with the Wallaki, but we have no time to study their arts at length. We were privy to several intriguing demonstrations. I like how they went to the north and we didn't get to do that. I mean, we are going to be getting a lot of cold stuff, I assume, in Evercold. Would that we would have indulged our curiosity further, and travelled to yet more distant lands. But where that yawn came from, pragmatism tempered our wanderlust. Why is it to say, we have plenty to see of the continent. I should very much like to return, given the chance. Well, maybe you will go do that one day, guys. It's Clement! Ah, Aina, I hoped you'd come to your senses, but I see you're still in the throes of withdrawal. The brothers are united, yet the distance between them persists. How cruel fate! Oh yeah, you were the person who were in love with them, weren't you? Judging by your guides, Clements, your studies have been productive. I kind of like a stroller, like interacting with other characters outside the main scions. It's cool. Indeed, I have far more or less mastered the fundamental principles of Charlatan astrology. At one point, I considered exploring other healing arts, but decided to persevere with more focused training to better leverage my skills in the battlefield. I don't think I'll be much use in the battlefield these days. I can scarcely hold my bow straight, let alone, hit a target. So sorely bereft of brotherly ministrations as I am. I knew you'd still require constant supervision. You two haven't changed in the slightest. Makes me wonder how our colleagues that couldn't join us today are faring. Indeed. Hearing our comrades' tales reminds me of my efforts to master pictomancy. We've all come so far, striven so hard. Is one of these other characters going to be joining us then? Because it feels like that's what they're hinting at here. Even after discussing the relations concerning Calyx, there is a great deal to share. It's difficult to know where to begin. Aina and I were training in Edarnia when Voidset attacked Twelveswood. Thankfully we were able to fend her off with the help of the Twin Adders. When I heard the invasion had already spread across the star, I realized the gravity of the situation and ordered a confidential report sent to the other scions. That's why the tower was so quickly appraised. Thanks to you, we were able to make haste for Wait, what did you say there? How long did that must have came immediately then? You didn't just teleport? While circumstances and duty may keep us apart, we remain bound by common purpose. Indeed, may that purpose continue to guide us now that we stand together once again. This feels very much like a workplace fucking meeting right now. Everyone's not saying too much, just like, I'm so glad that we're working together again. We're all a happy family, and we're all going to get along so well, and nothing bad is going to happen or tumultuous times is going to come between us. I remember in Dawntrail when they were teasing a conflict between the main scions, and that never fucking happened. All it was a friendly rivalry between Thancred and Uyangjae and our team. It seems everyone has much more to discuss with one another. Anyway, you're overdue for a proper break. The peace and quiet. I mean, I feel like I haven't done anything this expansion, but sure. This expansion, this patch. I mean, also this expansion. Feel free to make yourself comfortable in Dawn's respite. to a certain extent, the Taval stuff was the least important part of the overarching saga. Because while the ninth was important for, you know, bringing the reflections together and Calyx and all that, this was just kind of like, Clement probably won't come back. It very much feels like Alamigo and how they just kind of abandoned that because people didn't like it. Oh, this is where Graham became a part of the Sirens for the first time. I remember that.
Of course, should it serve to satisfy your ambition, you are welcome to deal with the reflections as you deem fit. Like the pariah and wanderer who satisfied his own when he brought the star to the brink of ruin to face you.
Rest in peace.
I detest evenings such as this.
Oh!
Too bright, too stimulating. The mind distracted by the inconsequential.
Alex, get the fuck out of here, man.
You needn't be so wary. I merely come to offer information before my departure.
I'm gonna punt you into the stratosphere, you little shit. I could do that right now. I could just run up those stairs and hit you.
Halmarut and I will soon cross the rift to observe the enactment of another Winter's plan. Our destination is the fourth.
Okay, so that's Evercold.
A world locked in ice, whose lands are blanketed in thick clouds. In order to survive, man has fled to the skies, using great magics to establish new civilizations.
Very similar to Final Fantasy III in that regard. That sounds exciting. Why tell me where you're going?
I have my own designs I would see realized. Nothing more.
Well, your lifelong plan has been destroyed. What else could you possibly want?
Believe me or don't, as you like. For all I know, you lack the means to follow us anyway.
Oh, okay, now I think I understand. That sentence there, for all I know, you lack the means to follow. He knows we have the ethos. He knows that we can follow him, and he's hoping we will. He wanted that key, remember? He really wanted it even after he was defeated first time.
What Halmarut said to you earlier. She suggested that dealing with the reflections might satisfy your ambition. But is that truly so? You have seen battles beyond counting, have defeated even the fear of death. Is there some conclusion that you seek, no matter the cost? I will share with you a truth. We Winterers each have an ambition that we wish to fulfill. To that end, we may share information with one another, but we do not necessarily share the same beliefs.
So how do yours differ to Halmarut then?
Just as you and yours decried my actions, I find those of my fellows objectionable. Be that as it may, it is the culmination of our lives' works that we would bring to the world, fruits born of undying devotion, daring aspiration, and unwavering ideals. No matter how we are reviled, no matter what we must steal, our actions will be vindicated by those who abide in the future we create.
Hey?
In your benevolence, you may seek to save everything and everyone. But once all is consequently consigned to oblivion, your noble deeds will amount to nothing more than folly. For no living soul shall remain to judge them.
Well, maybe I'll be the judge of that, buddy, and you can be the judge of your own fucking misery. I decide what I do, not you. I like how they had to make it the fucking regular human man there, because it would have been weird to hear that come from a little guy. I like the little guy, though. I think it works really well for Calyx. It makes his, like, you know, usual nihilistic view on most things feel funny, because it's just a little squirrel man talking. Is that it? Is if shattered stars are doomed to mend, how turns the key to winter's end? I don't know. How does one turn the key to winter's end? Well, that's it. That's straight to the fucking heavens. Ah! Okay, no, it's fine. I'm not angry. I'm fine. Let's go speak to everyone one more time and see how they're doing here. Sounds like you face a tough fight. I thought, oh, I know your instinct is to charge into the fray, but even heroes need rest. Yeah, I do. Knowing that a connection persists between the 1st and the 13th fills me with joy. I will continue to keep abreast of the situation in Garlemald via reports from the Ilsabad contingent. Should another crisis arrive, we will not hesitate to provide our support. Oh, you have more to say there? No, you didn't. I always cancel off the dialogue before it actually finishes, so I end up missing the second sentence of text. Aina, at least feign a little interest in your sister. This obsession has gone too far. Looks like there's a lull in the conversation. This is my chance. I do like Aina. Alvino and Alice saw fit to relinquish their responsibilities in Garlemald and concentrate on the fight ahead. I shall likewise be reprising my duties as a scion wherever they may take me. Wherever they may take me. I've been making headway at the trading, but I have a long to go compared to present company. I look forward to learning from the very best again someday. Few tales of Terral reach Corvus even today. I'd like to hear of your adventures. I want to hear about Corvus. Sounds awesome. That's where Graha comes from. That's where I come from, I'm pretty sure. Well, Vahana comes from the 1st, but if he did come from this place, he would probably come from Corvus. I wonder whose voice it was that named the key Ethos. The more we learn, the more mysteries abound. You ought to just let Julius know you met with Zero. Sure, I wish to hear how he's faring well. I could go back to Garlemald quickly and tell him. When you have a moment, I should like to hear more of the trip to the 13th. Oh, fuck you then, I guess. Vahana. Sorry, I cancelled the text. I'll let you know when discussions are set to resume. Until then, please do get some rest. As the word of the mother, Minfilia conveyed the will of the star. Oh, surely she would have known if nature itself ran counter to that will. They are really, like, saying that Hydaelyn knew about this. We must needs ascertain the veracity of Halmrot's claims. I shall send word to my colleagues in Charlayan. They may be able to offer us valuable insights. The fact that it is Zodiac and Hydaelyn's destruction that caused this makes a lot of sense of why it only isn't happening right now. But also the final days were contained in this as well. They were what Hydaelyn was protecting us from that. The Warring Triad? Oh! I like how that's in here. That content is fucking ancient now. My lord, that is old content. That's all the way back from Heavensward. Ah, just a man I was waiting to see. So you met with Zero? Honestly, once I gave you the dumplings, I realized it was a silly request. After all, there was no guarantee. I mean, you basically fed her because she was starving in Egulus. She was starving to death. She doesn't have any ether in Egulus. She's gonna die! Glad he did, of course. Let's hope the day comes when such treats are commonplace in the Void. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen in the next 5 years. If it's going to take, like, centuries for Ishgard to be rebuilt with the dragons, it's going to take more than that with the Void. I guess that's why we're doing this, isn't it? Look at this man. Look how cinematic he looks. That Dirtlander? Is he here? Oh, I'm Dirtlander now. Catlander. Right. I got one more stop to go to before finishing this patch. So I was told that there's actually new dialogue with the Watcher after doing this, so I wanted to go see what he has to say about Hydaelyn's involvement in all this. I was told of your encounter with Halmarad. I confess I have no knowledge of this natural rejoining, nor do I know whether Hydaelyn was aware of such a phenomenon. Regardless, it was her unshakable faith in mankind that led her to entrust the future to you. That faith was not misplaced, was it? Yes, it was, actually. No, it wasn't. Well, let's finish this off, shall we? Look who's here! These revelations are dire, but the flames of hope yet burns brighter. We will find a solution, for her sake if nothing else. Have faith in yourself. Follow your path, wheresoever it may lead. That's nice. Well, chat, that seems to be the end of 7.5. Now, there will be 7.55, I think, at some point in summer to autumn time, and I will be covering that on my channel, obviously, when that comes out. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I am a little bit mixed on the current storytelling in this game, because it worries me some of the routes they're taking in terms of making sure the fans are happy, but it is sacrificing, I think, what could otherwise be a very interesting story with this, and maybe bringing in some new characters. I'm worried that the writers are going to be too nervous about like killing any of our current scions, and so they're just going to be there as basically our support squad and telling us how awesome we are. And I don't want that, because one of the things that I really want to return is the feeling of stakes. Like, in Dawn Trail, there were a few stakes involving, you know, Zoralja and Sphene, and what was going on with that, and the sadness that was associated with Living Memory. I did actually really enjoy that aspect of Dawn Trail. And I felt 7.4 was going in a good direction, because we were getting this great story with Kryl finally deciding where she wants to be, while also limiting the cast. But now we're back here with all the Scions, and while I am happy to be back at the Rising Stones, the nostalgia part of me is very happy about that. The part of me that wants a new story is a bit worried. Not worried to the extent where I'm not going to play it. I don't think they're going to bring back Emmett Selk now. I was worried that might be the case through some plot bullshit. I'm fond of him showing up in a flashback, but he is gone now. He is dead. Dead as the water. I don't know, in the Ethereal Sea. Or in the Void, maybe that's a better example to use there. There are things I like about this patch. Mainly, I'll go for them first, just so you know I'm not entirely with negatives. I enjoyed the trial boss. I loved how massive the map became. I'm pretty sure there was a video I saw online of someone running away from the area, and you can go really far. That's fun. I love that. I'm curious to see how they handle that in the extreme, because it seems like a really fun fight. That mechanic of the tether, like that thing has always been in this game, like where you have a thing on your head and it will create a tracking bubble that will chase after you. But I don't think I've ever seen it where it goes onto another player afterwards. That caught out me and a lot of other people in that trial. That was really cool. And then I did enjoy the Halmarad cutscene. The Solstice thing, adding in this new natural threat. Not a threat like a person, but the natural course of things, now that Hydaelyn and Zodiac has done. I also enjoyed that there was a kind of vagueness to Hydaelyn knowing, and that kind of horror of her knowing. I hope they kind of explored that in 7.55. This idea that, you know, the person who we assumed was doing everything for us also knew about the potentiality of the source and the shards all being destroyed. I suppose I need to start calling them stars now, not shards. And that's where my positives end. I thought that the return to Garlemald and the Void, two plot lines that I didn't really want to have to return to so soon, were as stale as they were when we did them last time. I do not enjoy the Void and Garlemald stuff anymore. I just think that they're not finding new ways to show conflict there that I find entertaining, because the Garlemald stuff that I found interesting in Endwalker was the counter-argument to the idea of saving them being, we are prideful, we don't want to be helped by outsiders, and they're terrified of that prospect of their place being colonized because they ran away from the other states to begin with. And with the Void, I find the idea of the Void Sent really fascinating, but I cannot within good conscience imagine those creatures that have been through so much shit, have become monsters in their own right, suddenly decided to turn around and actually start doing good things just because they were told to do so because of Torali bullshit. I can't see that. It's too far away, chat, for me to be like, oh, all we had to do was talk to them and now they'll feel bad. That whole Jeweler's cutscene was not good. I did not enjoy that at all. And then the proposition of how Zero and Golbez are recruiting others to their course is just, we can save the star. Maybe. I feel that isn't enough to go on for most Void Sent. As you saw with Anua, obviously wasn't, because many Void Sent left to go and cause havoc, which I guess is the point. It's showing that the Void is still not fully prepared for this change. But just, using, nice words is not the way to do it, I feel. Because how are they going to eat? They can only eat ether, and all they've ever known is eating other creatures' ethers. And now they're being told they can't do that anymore, and they have no other means of replenishing their own ether sources? That's not compelling enough for me to want to join that course. But yeah, outside of that, it was kind of a nothing burger patch. I mean, the best thing that happened here was the bringing back of the songs. And as I said before, while I am happy about that from a nostalgia point of view, I am not happy about that from a continuing the story point of view. I don't know what they're going to do with the fourth. I generally don't think they're going to do anything at 7.5 that's going to be too interesting. I just hope that the Evercold area is cool, and they've spent a lot of time working out what story they want to tell of it, and also to give all the Scions who are going to be going there something to do. Not just standing there praising us or saying a one-off line occasionally, being there, being present, doing nothing. I don't want that. Again, using my argument before, I always felt that they had some reason, some purpose in Endwalker and Shadowbringers. There was some, it felt like that it made sense for them to be there. And I guess it also makes sense for them to be here too, because we are saving the stars. But the point of a story is using, challenging the characters, giving them something to do, and not just them being extras in the background while we are doing the important things. And I hope the story of Evercold isn't straight cut. Not just going to be us going there, dealing with a Winterer, and that's it. I hope there's going to be twists and turns in the plot. The Solstice acts as a great end hook to everything, but it's not intriguing enough to carry the plot for the next 3 expansions. There needs to be something else. Because the plot hook before that was the Ascians and the Sundering and bringing back a Zodiac. That was what brought us through Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and then the beginning of Endwalker, and then obviously the Final Days occurred, changing everything on its head. Maybe we'll deal with the Solstice in Evercold. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I hope that is going to be good, but I don't know. And we're going to find out in January when 8.0 comes out, which we'll be playing when it releases. I don't know how I'm going to record it. I'll probably do it in a similar way I did Endwalker and Dawntrail. I'll do our parts. But we'll see. But that's it for Rahana for now. Oh, we're saying goodbye again. Rahana, it's going to be a longer gap, I think, because we're going to have to wait for 7.55. And then, yeah, you're not going to see a lot of Rahana this year, guys. I'm sorry. But that's fine, because I got 8.0 in January, and then we'll be seeing a lot more of Rahana in his second full expansion. Hopefully his second expansion's better than his first. But that's with the MSQ. The battle content has been great, and I'm really looking forward to doing the Alliance raid on Saturday, because I did enjoy the first one. I was a bit more iffy on the second one, but I am looking forward to the third one, seeing what they do with it. So, chat, with that, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all 7.55. Ciao for now, chat, and let's pay return to the Rising Stones, I guess. Bye-bye!